ethnicity is on the horizon.
Welcome back, everyone, and a very good morning to all of you. Welcome back to the International Youth Engagement Conference 2020, aka IYoung20. My name is Kemilia Nur Aslan, a 19 years old pursuing diploma in broadcasting journalism. I am also the secretary of the Student Representative Council of Geomatika University College, who turns out to be your moderator for this entire conference from 18 to 19 November. First and foremost, thank you for joining this conference until its very last day. The head topic of this entire conference is youth engagement towards resilience community during pandemic. Youths from all around the globe have been called to discuss branches of this topic, where the branches are divided into a total of 8 webinars. Yesterday, we have held about 4 webinars, so today we will be having our last 4 webinars. Now, let me introduce and welcome you, our panelists for today's conference. Today is also the day where we will also have our keynote speaker, which will be the last webinar for today. He will be launching a secret program regarding IYoung20 as well. So please stay with us until the very end. Today's panelists are, first, Fatia Ulfa from the University of Queensland, Australia. Next, we have Mark Andre Taunan Bertolano from Polytechnic University of Philippines. Next, we have Mastura Darik from Vincent Paul University in Lublin, Poland. Lastly, for our keynote speaker, Professor Said Helmi bin Said Abu Bakar, Vice Chancellor of Geomatika University College, Malaysia. Without further ado, let's begin today's first webinar with our first panelist, Fatia Ulfa from the University of Queensland, Australia. Okay. Good morning, Fatia.
Good morning. How are you? Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Just getting by as well. Okay, so before we get to your slide, can you please introduce yourself for the audience to know a little bit about you?
Yeah. So first of all, probably I would like to thank you to all the committee to hold this kind of conference. I know this conference is kind of hard to hold because it's during pandemic, so you have to gather all the panelists all over the world, and then online. Yes. So
it's honestly harder to host the show that's all online compared to physical. Yes, thank you very much for your appreciation. All right, so without further ado, we go for the slides.
Yeah, I will just introduce myself in the slide.
Yes. Sure, sorry. Okay, continue.
Yes. Okay. Currently, I'm Fatia Ulfa. So I'm from Indonesia. Okay. And currently, I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Queensland. So majoring soil science. And previously, I got my master in double degree program both in Indonesia and also in the Netherlands. So my focus is about environmental science and also applied art science. And I got my bachelor in geography department in University of Indonesia. So actually, my background is not about health or anything about COVID-19 or even psychology side or anything else. Okay. But a little bit overlap with the Geomatika, I guess, because what I did is also surveying and also using remote sensing and GIS as well. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a bit similar to what Geomatika do.
Correct.
Yes. So yeah, I will apologize first if there is kind of mistake about the health issue of COVID, because my background is not in that part. But right now, I will just
Okay.
try to share what I face, or how the COVID-19 in Australia, so you can know it how the behavior of COVID-19 in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just start my first slide. So here is the COVID-19 in Australia. So we already got like 2 waves COVID-19 in Australia. Yes. So the first wave is start from January, 25 January. So we got like first case in that date, and then the peak for this first wave is 22nd of March, which is we got like 350 cases a day, and then and then it end in the end of April. So yeah,
Okay.
for the second wave, we got it start from May or June, and then the peak it happened during July or August. So and we got 0 case in the 26th of October, but right now we still get a little bit new cases, but not that significant. So we hope
Okay.
we will not face any
So it's dying
any
down
waves.
in Australia
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here is in Queensland. So because I'm a student in the University of Queensland, so I live in Brisbane. So right now, this one is the updated version. So yesterday we got 1 new case. So total we got 10 active
10
cases.
total cases. Okay.
Yeah, only 10 active cases in the Queensland, and we did like a huge
7,000.
amount of tests in past 24 hour. And how about in Australia in general? So as I said before, so we still got like new cases, and you can see here the active case still 94 cases, and you can see here in the South Australia, which is Adelaide, we got the highest one, which is 35. So during this 1 week, so probably 2 or 3 days ago, there's new outbreak in the Adelaide. So we hope it will not become worse, because we do not hope we get another wave. So we hope this thing will be solved, because because Adelaide already do a lockdown again, so for 6 days. So hopefully it will just stop there without making any waves.
So now that the cases are dying down, do you still go to campus?
Yeah. So
okay.
yeah, I will explain in the next slide.
All right.
So in Australia, they have like we have a pandemic health intelligence plan. So it's updated fortnightly or 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. So they do like modeling of COVID-19, and also they do epidemiological situation analysis, and also healthcare, and then community acceptance and other. So the modeling is actually how probably this will be spread. So they make a model and for every 2 weeks, and then the epidemiological situation as well. So the COVID-19 itself. So how this probably spread, and yeah. So how much the that might be occur during this 2 weeks period. And then the healthcare, so they also do a kind of analysis whether, yeah, we got the model, the prediction. Probably
Will you
we will
be
got
will you be
it will
will
be
you be
spread.
will you be showing the models in the next few slides?
No,
Okay, then no.
I will
All right.
just
Okay.
state here. So the healthcare is actually how much probably we will need, how many capacity of a hospital for this
Oh,
2 week, and
okay.
also they also consider the acceptance of the community. So whether the community
Agree with it.
will agree with the plan or not.
Oh,
So
okay.
this one is the most important things, because without
Yes.
the acceptance of the community, so it will just become a plan. So it
Yes.
will not be realistic. Then here I will try to share how the travel restriction history in Australia. So until now, the people who can travel to Australia is only Australian citizen, and the one who got resident or permanent resident visa, and also the immediate family of these two group. So no other kind of people can come to Australia for all the Australia. Also the international student they cannot come to
Oh,
Australia for
okay.
now. Yeah. And for in 1 February, we ban mainland China, and
Okay.
then 1 March Iran, and uh, 5 March South Korea, 11 March Italy, and then 19 March interstate border closure. So we got like probably Queensland, and then and SW, so it closed. So we even between state we cannot cross the border.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but right now it's already yeah,
Open.
we can, yeah, it's open already.
Okay.
And then yeah, from 20 March, this the restriction or limitation of the group of people who come is applied. And also in the late March we got 2 week compulsory quarantine in hotels. So
Okay.
actually in the first time it's free of charge, but right now the quarantine in hotel it's cost almost $3,000 for 2 weeks,
Oh,
because it's, yeah, yeah, it's kind of difficult for international student. So yeah, probably they can choose to do like online
okay.
class. Then here is the lockdown in Australia. So we get a restriction of 4 square meter social distancing. So we don't have we have like 1.5 meter social distancing, but
Okay.
in the area, yeah, it's four
In the
square
open
meter.
space.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. So uh, during March, actually, all these restriction applied. So 23rd March, we got closure of clubs, hotel, bars, cinema, casino, nightclubs, and place of worship as well. And then cafe and restaurant, we also got like limited to only
Takeaways.
takeaway. And then school remain open because but the parent could keep children home, or yeah, it's up to the parent. So why Australian government do this kind of thing, why school remain open? Because they consider what if the parent is medical staff. So if the medical staff, they cannot keep their children
Children at
home,
near them.
yeah, because they got
Yes,
another
they're
things
exposed
to do in
to.
the hospital,
Yes.
yes, to help the COVID yeah, victim. And
Yes.
then yeah, at the first lockdown we only allowed to go for only 2 people. So even in indoor or outdoor, maximum two people is the maximum capacity. So if we invite like another person to come to our house, it maximum 2% only.
Okay.
And then for the wedding as well, it's only 5%. So it's not kind of a good wedding probably. And then funeral as well, it's only 10.
Okay.
Yeah, and then in the late of March, there's kind of encouragement that people just stay home, and then we can only go outside for shopping, healthcare, exercise, work, study, and then study that cannot be done remotely.
Okay.
And then public playground, skate park, outside gym to be closed as well. So during this situation, actually, so many police come, like they just spread
check
all
around.
over the city, to check around whether
if the residents have followed the rules and regulations.
Yes. So even if we do shopping, we can only do like two person. So we cannot do in a group.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
understand.
if there are people that cannot, I mean, like if the police catch a group of people, then we will get fined for that. It's around 1,600. So it's huge amount of money.
That's a lot.
Yes. So how University of Queensland adapt to this COVID-19? So also in March, on the week 3, so the University of Queensland applied a restriction scenario after 3 students tested positive for the virus. So after this first cases, so the university just do a kind of restriction or do kind of scenario. So we got like 4 different level here. The first one is for level 1, the campus still open and the teaching is also still online and also on campus, but still it's not a huge class. So it's still smaller teaching, such as group seminar and then lab-based learning. And for the event, it's already permitted right now, but still subject to approval. So it's depend on UQ whether it's approved or not. And then in the second level, the campus still open, but the teaching is only for the student who get the milestones, such as they have to deliver or they have to present the final seminar of their master or PhD or another.
So it's those urgent things allowed only.
Yeah. Okay. And in the third level, it's actually the one. It's still only for milestone, but with special condition, which is with probably student with health or disability issue. Yeah, in this 3 and in the third level, and the last level, which is lockdown, so it's completely shut down. But during the first time of COVID, so we did like this, the level 3, but probably it's only for like 2 weeks, and then we just moved to level 2, and then right now we already at level 1 because we already held so many events in campus, but still in the COVID-19 rules.
Okay.
Yeah. So your question about the going to campus or not, right? So
yes.
So it's depend on the student. So whether they will use online or on campus class. So right now, UQ or the University of Queensland provide 2 type of classes. So it's up to the student whether they will take the online one or the on campus one. Yes. So it will make the international student who get stuck in their home country still get online classes, but for the one who already in Australia and comfortable to do it on campus, they can do that
I do
kind
have
of
a
thing as
question
well.
though. I do have a question. So now that
Yes.
their UQ is providing online and also physical class, right?
Yes.
So how is the online class conducted if there's already physical class? Is it conducted during physical class?
No. So the online classes is actually, so it's already provided. So before the COVID, all of the teacher, all of the the lecturer already prepare all the material online. So it's already there. So if they enroll at that semester, they already got from the first one to the last lesson. So they can just access it up to them.
Oh, okay.
But still, the class in on campus classes still recorded. So the one who do online class still can see the how the on campus class held.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, here the online. The student can choose whether
Oh,
it's
okay.
online or offline. And then how if the HDR student or higher degree by research. So we got like PhD student and also master philosophy student here in UQ. So in this kind of student will not hold kind of classes. So they will just do research, and research. And then what they get is actually a room, an office. So commonly it's a share office. So in one office, probably it consists of 3, 4, or 5%. So they can share that room with another person.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the MPhil and PhD student, yep. Sometimes we call it working because we got like a regular time because it start from 9 to 5. So you come to the office like an employee of UQ, but you actually doing your PhD or master research there. So of course we got many type of rooms. So there is a large room and also small room. So we have to share it. And again, we follow the restriction from Australia. So 1% per 4 meter square meter.
Okay.
So if the room is only 12 square meter, and then initially it got 5% there, so two of them should go
Should exit.
outside of. Yes. And they will provide like one room that can share as well, but in different time. So for the HDR student, they can come to the office like twice or one day a week to come to office. So so for the PhD students, sometimes they got laboratory work, so they will just go every day to the campus. So it's acceptable as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but for the one who just doing her research by computing or anything without laboratory work,
Practical
they just
things.
can they just do it. They can do it from at home. So it's probably twice a week or once a week they come to get advisory meeting or another things. So for me, I come to office like every Wednesday and Friday. So to get meeting with my supervisor. Yes,
Okay.
progress meeting. Then how is the travel restriction for students? So actually UQ UQ give a restriction as well how for the students. So they encourage students not to go outside Australia. So we have kind of exchange program, but for now for the next year, it's already canceled. So they already make the decision that the exchange will be closed during next year. And also for the short-term experience, such as like summer school or winter school, so they also close it
Cancelled
for
it.
2021.
Okay.
So probably up to now, the restrictions still applied or already decided until end of next year. So we don't have any plan for, yeah, we still don't know yet, but still it's for next 1 year, it's still restricted for us
That's a really long
to
time.
go outside. Yes. So how the students support here? So probably some of you here, like Australia, do panic buying during this COVID-19. Yes. So all of the pasta or toilet paper, it's just finished or we cannot see in the supermarket. So during this time, so it's actually around March. So during this time, UQ provide like hardship hampers for all the students. So they can register like every week. So it's helpful because
Oh, they get it every
many
week?
things inside. Yeah, every week.
Oh,
But it's not for all the students. I mean, like probably they for 1 week they give like 200 pack and then just register for the one who need these hampers.
oh, okay.
Yeah, you got cereal and also noodle and milk, also toilet paper, of course, because this
Yes,
one is hard to find during this pandemic.
correct.
Then how the event held in the University of Queensland. So as we know that university is not only about learning or studying in the class, because university sometimes holds many events, so the student can do another thing except learning. So they did a kind of virtual village things in UQ. So everything is done by online. So so the student just can just
Access it online,
access
join it
online
online.
through the Instagram account and so on. And
Hmm.
also we get the advocacy service for the student probably when they get actually some of UQ student work as well, like casual work, like such as
Part-time?
become waiters and cleaner or
Oh,
nothing else. So during this pandemic, sometimes they get a little. I mean, the time the company just cut down their uh,
salary, hourly
not
rate,
salary, the working time, the
hour rate.
working times, so they probably got difficulty. So the advocacy service also available at UQ, so you can apply if you feel difficult to pay rent for your house or anything else, they can help. And also mental health support as well. So they held and
Like
many
mental health
mental
thing.
health webinar, and we can also make a kind of meeting with the mental health support person. So to help
Okay, okay.
people go through this situation. Then how the current situation? So the current situation, we already got easing of restriction. So in general in Australia, we we got 3-step framework for the easing of restriction. So right now it's in step 3, but it's not final yet. I mean, it's still, the gathering allowed more than 20, and then
Oh.
it's already 2 square meter social distancing is okay for now, but it's conditional. So if the venue is too small, then okay, but it's a big venue, then it's still 4 square meter social distancing. And for the Queensland itself, it also right now we are at stage 5, whether indoor and where the indoor and outdoor gathering can be up to 50, and then the wedding it's okay
200.
for 200, funeral as well, and 2 square meter social distancing for Queensland is acceptable for now. So you can see like there is kind of different restriction here, whether in Australia and Queensland. So actually Australia give kind of benchmark, but then the state decide what is the proper restriction for them. So
Okay.
whether the interstate border, it's depend on the state. So whether the state will open or not. So it will be different between NSW and Queensland and etc. It will be different. But the Australia in general will give the benchmark of the restriction
Okay.
or the regulation. Then up to now I feel like Australia got the successful story of the COVID. Even we still face, the COVID is still around. So but until now I know that the Australia can make these 3 type of success. So the government can listening to the expert. So all the plan will run smooth, and then the international border closure and quarantine as well, it's help how the COVID growth in Australia. So it's not worse because there is kind of international border restriction, and then the public acceptance also. I feel it. People in Australia or in Brisbane, for specific, they got like so much awareness. So they know how
What's going
to
on?
do how to do social distancing, and how they will not go outside if it's not important. So I also have another office in the government institution. So there they encourage the employee to come, but only for 2 days a week. So it's even in Queensland we only have like 10 active cases, but the employee still there is no restriction that they have to come to the office right now. So they can come like twice a week to the office. So
They're very
the awareness
considerate
is
very considerate of colleagues' mental health and their own health. It's
yeah
very nice to hear that.
That's all probably from me. So if you have any question,
Okay.
feel free.
Okay, so right now we are having a Q&A session with Fatia Ulfa regarding her topic. Her topic, adaptability to face pandemic and Australian student perspective. So audiences, please do not hesitate to question our speaker over here, as she knows a lot of things about Australia's restriction rules and etc. So I will be waiting for your questions, and I will ask Fatia on behalf of you. Okay, so I do have a set of questions for you. So are you ready? I'm going to ask the first question.
Yes.
Okay. First question. Are there are there different restrictions between states in Australia?
Yeah, I already stated that.
You already stated that,
Yeah,
but it was and
yeah,
can you please state a few differences? Maybe specify
yeah.
some.
So for Queensland itself, it's a bit high restriction than other state. I don't know
Mm,
because it's depend on the, yeah, it's up to the government. So whether they will open the border or not. So
mm.
Queensland just opened their interstate border just like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, even we have like so low active cases right now, but they still consider how what if another person come to Queensland and then bring that virus again, and then why they still close the border. But for other state, it's already open since, yeah, I don't know, probably 2 months ago it's already open, but for
Oh,
Queensland it's still closed.
close.
Yeah,
They seem
yeah,
to be very
this kind
strict
of
in
different.
Queensland.
Yes.
Are you like okay with the situation in Queensland now, despite having
At
other states to be open?
Yeah, so at the first time I felt so much boring because I cannot go
Oh,
anywhere. I just go like, yeah, for the first time I just did the work from home
um,
and not doing anything except shopping outside. And then but right now I got the pace already, and I already adapt to this kind of
adapted.
thing.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
so that's
Mm,
fine. And I, yeah,
okay,
yeah, it's okay right
understood.
now.
Okay, next question. This is about masks. So, is there
Yes.
any restrictions on wearing masks in Australia?
So no, so we don't have any restriction of wearing mask here. So it's kind of different with another country. But I don't know. In my perspective, it's probably because the awareness as well. So people,
Awareness.
yeah, they
Uh,
know how to keep the distance to other, and also, yeah,
mm,
they will not come to the group of people or another
mm.
things.
So
And
when
then the, yeah, yeah,
sorry, okay,
yeah, that's
so
fine, yeah.
when you go out your house, you go shopping or
Mm.
anything. So whenever you see the people around you, they're very strict. They really follow it. You don't see many people, or maybe up to zero people, against the rules and regulation for
Yeah,
following. Mm.
yeah,
Oh,
but
I see.
sometimes still, but yeah, it's not 100%, but still
Oh,
it's,
there are
yeah, we can
people
say
who
like
are against it.
75% or more than 75% people, yeah,
Okay, okay,
have a
understand.
good awareness. So also probably because the density of the public density. I mean, in Australia we got like so low population density.
Oh,
So yeah, it's helped as well because, yeah, it's not too many crowded area here because, yeah, we got a lot of space for one person. So yeah, it's
understand.
helped as well. Yeah.
Okay, so before I head to the next question, I just want to remind our audiences, because there's no question coming out. So could you
Yeah.
please, to the audiences, please leave any questions you like regarding Australia's restriction, regarding this topic in general. Out of your curiosity, your questions will be asked on behalf of you. Me and the speaker would really enjoy your questions and would really love to answer your questions as well. All right, moving on to the next question. How does new international students who's already granted a place to study at UQ but get stacked
Hmm.
in their home country to cope with their
Yeah.
situation? How are they going to cope with the situation?
Yeah, so actually we already stopped the international student coming since last semester. So so right now to this week is actually the last week of exam for this semester. So this semester UQ already, oh, I mean, because Australia already closed the border, so no international student come at this semester. So for this semester, the international student only they don't have any option except differing the class for them for next semester. But for the next semester, UQ already give kind of option to the student whether they register for that next semester, but they just do online classes at their home country, or uh, yeah, if they get stuck, that's only the options they can choose. But again, it's up to the student whether they can defer it. So if I'm not mistaken, we can defer up to 2 years. So if you can postpone the study not for the next semester, so you can just do the following semester. So like that. Mm,
Does that mostly
there is
apply on students, for example, they do practical?
for the practical. So the practical itself, right now it's big. It's held by group. So if it's huge classes, it's divided into 3 or 4 groups. But for the one who gets stuck in their home country, the teacher or the lecturer will just do the practical things. So they will record everything, every detail. They will record the result, and then they will give all of the recording and the result to the student, and then student will make a kind of report from that recording.
So they
So
have
this
to,
is how.
they do reports based on the recording?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, and also, yeah, probably they will get a bit more tasks to do because they are not directly involved in that practical session.
Oh, so they have a
that is
lot more work compared to
Yeah.
students who physically go to campus?
yeah
Oh, I see. So this causes
Yeah.
a lot of stress as well for the international
Yeah.
students. Do you
yeah
think that's a reasonable type of stress? Do you think so?
Yeah, because actually in the last semester, I did, I took one course that practical class.
Okay.
So the it is hard for the teacher because they prepare all the thing by themselves and then give the recording to us, because at that time it's almost, we can say it almost lockdown or overall lockdown. So there is no classes in the uni at the first stage of COVID, and at that time, I will just do kind of report with only the recording from the lecturer. So it's still reasonable, but you got a lot of effort for that because you didn't face, you didn't know how to do it directly. But
Yeah.
it's reasonable. You can still do that.
So, you've been a practical student, and at the same time, you learn at home doing practicals based on videos. So, can you please give some tips for other students who are also doing practical? How do you deal with this thing? What is your technique, your routines? How do you cope with this?
So actually, I don't know. I just follow how the rule of UQ, because in my opinion, it's already organized well. So they give all the manual procedure, how we gonna do it by ourselves, and how to get the information from the recording, and then how to do all the report things. So it's already there. So for
So it's honestly all about how the other ends, like the lecturer and teachers, the educators, prepare their materials. Correct?
Yeah,
Understand,
yeah,
understand.
yeah. For us,
Mm.
for the student, probably you can do a lot of effort to yeah to do
You also
that kind of thing.
maybe you also suggest the students to do extra work, such as okay, there may be
Yes,
syllabus, but go online, read other books, like go
yeah,
further from your syllabus as well, so that
mm,
you can
mm,
actually execute your practical work without having to always meeting lecturer and supervisors.
yeah,
Okay, understood. So I have my own personal questions, if you don't mind.
yeah,
Okay. Um, okay. So you said that there's already a restriction plan until the end of 2021, correct?
yes.
Okay. So do you personally, in your opinion, do everything maybe halfway through 2021? At that time, maybe the virus is already dead. The curve has basically flattened.
Yeah,
Okay. Do you think the government will start to think about lifting those restrictions halfway through 2021 and then have all these activities come back?
yeah. Because what we have faced here. So some of my friend, they already get a family, and then the family just gets stuck in the home country, but they are in the Australia. But right now, the visa approval is their visa is already approved. So it's kind of yeah, probably there will be a good news for that. So
Mm,
for UQ itself, uh, it might be they can accept the student, but for the regulation, like I stated before, to go outside Australia, I don't think it will be cancelled. So it still
mm,
remain the same. So for the next 1 year, we will not allow to go outside for the summer school or anything else. But if for people to come to Australia, there is kind of a high possibility because we already got a flattened curve, and yeah, it's depend on the state regulation again. So yeah, we don't know how about Queensland,
okay,
but for
correct.
Australia, it's yeah, we got a good news that the visa is already accepted for some of the student
All
or
right.
spouse. Yes.
Understood. Okay, so there's one question from Azian Malik. He mentioned that, hold on, any initiative from Australia government to assist Australians such as funding, student funding, or etc. I think you've mentioned that in your slide already. If you don't mind repeating.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, in my slide, it's actually the help from UQ, but from the government, I haven't mentioned this one. So for the government, they provide the assistance regarding the funding or anything else, but only for the Australian student. So
Mm,
at the first stage of the COVID-19, they already state that if international student cannot afford this kind of economic crisis, they allowed to go back to their home country. So so it's actually for the Australian student, the government will have a kind of funding for them, but for the international student, they will not cover anything. But
mm,
until now, what if you got the scholarship, uh, I think still there is no difficulty for the scholarship award, because
mm.
the scholarship still remain the same, so there is no kind of scholarship or anything else. Yeah, it's still good for the scholarship award, but for the student who do like part-time job or anything else to continue their life in Australia, the government already stated at the first stage of COVID-19 that if you cannot afford this kind of economic crisis, then you are welcome to go back to your home country, like that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's also the same with the not only the student but for the citizen as well. So the government also give a kind of funding, like weekly funding. If I'm not mistaken, it's around $500 a week. So the
Oh,
government gave that kind of compensation for the Australian only, not the others.
oh, not the
I mean, like
international.
not the migrant people. Yes.
Okay, okay, understood.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do have.
But you have to apply it first, and then you have to pass all the
Okay,
requirement for them. Yes.
okay, understood. So you've mentioned that once. Just now you were saying that okay, initially when this lockdown happened, you were really bored, and then you had trouble adapting to it, and then after a while, you picked up your momentum, you picked up your pace.
Yeah.
So can you tell me and tell the audience how did you pick up your pace exactly? Because I know a lot of people who
Yeah.
even though in the beginning they had the chance to pick up the pace, but until now they're still complaining, they're still groaning about it.
Mm.
They seem to not want to adapt it, or maybe they cannot adapt it. So can you please share
Yeah.
your insight?
Yeah. So, in my opinion, so we can do a kind of routine plan. So, like weekly plan or anything else. So we do it step by step. So probably at the first stage of COVID, that we cannot go. We feel so bored if we just stay at home. So we can just go outside for exercising. So yeah, we know that exercise is acceptable for going outside. So you can go outside for that to see around. So you will not just get stuck at your room at least. And then yeah, but still you have to follow the restriction. So what I suggest for this one is the plan. So you have to do a kind of routine plan, because I'm a routine person. I'm like, I love to make a weekly plan, or like, yeah, what will I do in the next 2 days or 3 days. So it's kind of good to do this kind of thing, so you know what you will do at that moment, so you will not just yeah, you probably
Blindly go
wasting
through your
time. Yes,
day.
blindly, you don't know what to do during the day, and then yeah, you can make the plan like 3 days earlier or a week earlier, what will you do. And yeah, you can go outside for exercising. Yeah, even yeah, at least you can go outside by yourself, or like with another companion, because we only have like 2% restriction at the first stage of COVID-19 in Australia.
Okay. All right. I do have one last question from you. It's just my personal question. Okay.
Yes.
So, as a PhD student, because I'm pretty sure a PhD student they have a lot of things to do, a lot of work, a
Mm-mm.
lot of heavy load to do.
Mm.
So, during this lockdown restriction, during this pandemic, has this given you the break you need?
Break.
Yes. Okay. Maybe. Works keep coming and so, but you have the chance to
Yeah.
stay home. You have the chance to do things the way you like.
Yeah.
That's why I'm calling it a break. Has this given you like some sort of slowing pace?
Yeah, of course. At the first stage, I feel like, yeah, the motivation like come and go. Like I already got routine to come to the office to do all of the things, but then suddenly I just get stuck in the room. And then um at probably like 2 weeks, the first 2 week, I cannot. I feel like I cannot work from home. But then, yeah, I did what I did before. So what I said before. So I try to make routine, to plan how this thing will works for me, and then all this stuff. Because yeah, for me, I use like a huge data. So yeah, because I'm a geoinformatics student, so I use like a huge data that probably it's difficult to bring it like from office and then to come to the to my house and then to move it. Like yeah, it's kind of difficult. But yeah, for the first 2 weeks, it's difficult time for me.
It
But
happened all of a sudden,
yeah,
right? And you didn't know how
yes,
to.
yeah.
During those
But
2 weeks,
then,
was everything piling up at the same time? Was it a rush as well for you?
sorry, oh,
Like
I didn't.
during the 2 weeks that you said you had a lot of trouble,
Mm-mm.
was the work also piling up, deadlines on the way?
No,
Okay.
not really for me because uh, at UQ we got like 1 year milestone. So every year we got milestone. So for
Oh.
me, March is still like 5 months. So it's not. Yeah, I
Mm.
don't have like any difficult difficulty in the deadline or something else. And
Mm.
also, UQ give a kind of easing. I mean, like they will not push the student to, if they got a kind of deadline at that stage, they
Mm.
will give uh, easing restriction. So probably they can extend the deadline or anything else. So they, yeah, a good, there's a good solution from UQ.
Okay. I honestly think that Australia and, well, since you presented mostly about UQ and your states,
Mm,
I think that the initiation they have done to control this pandemic, the help they have given their student has been very, very detailed and so very helpful to a point where they have successfully almost flattened the curve. So it was very
yeah.
interesting insight to learn from you. So the Q&A session is finally over, and you have already presented whatever you must. Do you have anything else to say? Maybe some last saying before we end this webinar?
No, so just aware of the COVID-19, but you have to keep walking, keep working. So just do all the things you can do, but still, please aware of this kind of COVID-19.
Okay, understand. Okay, so thank you very much, Fatia, and thank you very much to the audience who has been sticking by until today's webinar. We still have another webinar at 11 in the morning with one of our Philippine students, one of our Philippine panelists. So please stick by until 11 a.m. for the next webinar. So I will see you again at 11 a.m. Hello and welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone had a great break. So right now, we are about to start our second webinar for today. Well, it's the sixth webinar for the entire conference, but today is the second one. And we have a Philippine representative called Mark Andre Bertolano to talk about his topic. So let's invite Mark.
Hi,
Hello, Mark.
I'm fine.
How are you?
Right there, but
Okay. First and foremost, before we start your topic and slide, can you please introduce
okay.
yourself for the
Hello, my name is
audience?
Mark Andre Bertolano. I'm currently studying a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology in in the Polytechnic University of the Philippines.
Okay. So without further ado, let's start your slide. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. You may
Albus
begin.
Dumbledore from Harry Potter once said, "Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light." And um, hello. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who organized this event. This is an eye-opener to the youth during this pandemic. I would also like to thank Geomatika University College for this opportunity. I am truly grateful to be part of this conference, and I would like to greet everyone who are watching from their homes from different countries. Hello, good day, depending on where you are. Again, my name is Mark Andre Bertolano, and I am currently studying Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, or BSIT, in Polytechnic University of the Philippines. And today, I am going to talk about what
Okay.
psychological challenges did the youth experience or still experiencing during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay.
Yep,
So is this your first webinar?
yep,
First conference like this? Okay, exciting then.
So, mm, this pandemic has affected us
Okay.
in many ways. Some may be physical, but others has been affected emotionally and mentally. Some of us feels alone in our homes. Maybe they don't talk openly with the people that they are living with. Maybe they're not used to being just at home, and they just want to spend time with their friends outside. And because of this pandemic, going outdoors just like before won't be that easy. And I will discuss it more on this talk that I prepared. To begin with, in short period of time,
Okay.
the coronavirus, or also known as COVID-19, spread all over the globe. Many nations are still battling to avoid and minimize patients suffering from COVID-19. Many people everywhere, including myself, have been affected by it. Facing this kind of certainty really turns a lot to people. For example, it's me. I am not used to staying at home every day and wasting my time looking at my phone for the entire day.
Mm.
Unlike before all of this happened, I usually go out with my friends, play some sports, and go to the mall. To release our energy and socialize, most of us would need to go outside and hang out with some friends. Now this will not happen often unlike before because we've been hindered by the pandemic.
Mm.
This pandemic has really affected us socially and it has disconnected us from our friends and classmates. I know it's not just me, and that is the reason why I'm here today, to remind everyone that even though everything is complicated, we definitely have to learn on how to deal with this situation. That rather than going out and spending time with people, we youths should stay at home, and that is okay. And
Mm.
according to the World Health Organization, mental health conditions account for 16% of the global burden of disease and injury in people aged 10 to 19 years. Suicide is the third leading cause of death in 15 to 19-year-olds. The consequences of
Mm.
not addressing adolescent mental health condition extend to adulthood, impairing both physical and mental and limiting opportunities to live fulfilling lives as an adults. With more than 264 million individuals involved, depression is a common condition globally. Depression is distinct from the normal changes in mood and
Yes.
short-lived emotional reactions to daily life problems. Depression can become a serious health condition, especially when it is long-lasting with mild to extreme severity. It can cause great distress and poor functioning of the affected individual at work, at school, and in the family. Depression can, and its worst, lead to suicidal
Mm.
thoughts. And next slide.
Yes.
Anxiety versus uncertainty. The topic that I would mention would be all about common challenge that they that a youth faces today. Before everything else, let us first define
Okay.
anxiety and uncertainty. Anxiety is our body's natural response to stress. It is a feeling of fear or apprehension about what's to come, while uncertainty is a situation in which something is not known or certain. For short, it is in doubt. We cannot deny that the pandemic has enabled the negative side of our minds, where anxiety and doubts emerge out. A lot of things are being questioned and uncertain. For example, when will be the time when we can bring back our previous life setup, or how would we start again and make sure that everything will be alright? For people, particularly us, youths, the pandemic caused by COVID-19, just like what I've said before, have been emotionally damaging.
Mm.
Everyone was down to overthinking
Yes.
everything and stressing themselves because no one knows what will happen
Mm.
tomorrow. Uncertainty, uncertainty and
Mm.
anxiety over a new virus and what could happen can be unsettling and causes strong emotions in youth. Public health actions such as social distancing can make us feel depressed and lonely, and it can raise mental stress for those people who are not capable to cope up with the new normal that applies in every country. Um, I will present a video regarding tips on how to manage self-isolation.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we're going to put up the
the tip,
video about
the, the
what
tips
again?
on
Can
how
you
to
come again?
manage self-isolation. Okay.
Hold on, eh? Okay, we're going to put a video. Hold on. Let me just try to put on the video. Omar. Can you come again with
What?
what video is it again? Sorry.
Oh,
Can you come again
tips
with
on
the
how to
title of the
manage
video again?
self-isolation. How to manage.
Tips on how to
Yep.
manage self
Yep.
isolation video, please.
Following the global outbreak of the novel coronavirus COVID-19, social distancing has become a necessary preventative measure to slow the spread of this easily transmitted virus. Millions of people are quarantined, causing many to feel suddenly very isolated and alone. Even during normal circumstances, prolonged isolation can be harmful. It has been linked to heart disease, depression, dementia, and even impaired immunity. Social isolation can also exaggerate pre-existing symptoms like anxiety, depression, and even panic. So what can you do to stay connected and healthy while practicing social distancing? First, take care of your mental, physical, and psychological well-being. While it's important to stay up to date on what's going on around you, remember to also focus on the positive. If you have negative thoughts or worries, don't ignore them. Instead, try acknowledging and accepting them, and then discuss them with someone you trust. Breathing exercises, mindfulness, meditation, and muscle relaxation can also help your mental, physical, and emotional state. Exercise. Exercise is another great way to take care of your physical and mental health while in social isolation. Even though you may not be able to go to the gym, find ways to take walks, stretch, and stay active within your space. Find alternative ways to connect with others. There are many ways to connect with your family, friends, and others using technologies such as video chat, text, email, calling, or the various social media platforms. Participating in safe and appropriate social media challenges can also be a fun way to help you feel connected. Interacting with people using online support groups can provide great opportunities for you to not only talk about how you are feeling, but also offer emotional support to others who need help coping with the pandemic. Stay active. Long periods of physical and mental inactivity can lead to depression and poor health. Find a project you can do around the house or create a routine of activities to look forward to each day. Limit screen time. Watching TV, browsing the internet, and playing video games can be great outlets, but too much screen time is not healthy. Manage your electronics usage and consider setting reasonable limits each day. If your work from home involves using a computer or phone, try to get up and look away from your screen periodically. Be mindful of unhealthy coping strategies. During times of stress and even boredom, it's easy to cope by turning to food and alcohol. Keep in mind that overeating or drinking too much can lead to unhealthy and harmful habits. If you find yourself turning to food and drink to cope, try using other strategies like meditation, taking a walk, or calling a friend. Find the good. Believe it or not, there can actually be benefits to staying home. For instance, if you find yourself with more time on your hands, it can give you an opportunity to begin new projects, achieve some of your outstanding goals, or even get some much-needed rest and sleep. If you are staying home with children or other family members, it can be an opportunity to spend more quality time together. Try to stay active, healthy, and connected with others during this trying time. Quarantine doesn't have to be unbearable if you remember to take care of yourself and others during your time at home.
Okay,
Uh, then,
that was
despite of
very
the
interesting video.
yep,
Mm.
and
All
then
right, continue.
okay. Um, Despite of the challenges, we always have to keep in our mind that these actions are part of everyone's safety, and it exists to decrease and lessen the numbers of the positive patients. And slide. Although we are facing the new normal, there are also other different risk factors that exist, such as developmental age, educational condition, pre-existing mental health problem, being financially poor and disadvantaged, or being quarantined due to virus or threat of virus, determine the quality and extent of actual impact on youth. All of those factors are currently existing, and sadly, most of that factors are hitting one person at the same time. Some youth are having a hard time to suffice their educational need due to financial incapability.
Yeah.
Because of the current situation that most of the workers are being terminated because of the downfall of the economy. It's to mental
Right.
health problems. Even the privileged people can suffer these mental challenges that occurs out of nowhere. Some have all the means to study, but not all are ready and capable to undergo the new method of learning. And
Correct.
that is okay. They cannot be blamed for the things that they have, and they also have the rights to feel sad and anxious. That is only two of the best examples. Imagine there are different kinds of families who are going through different situations. Some are in
Yeah.
good situation, but some are suffering the worst. What I'm saying is that everyone can feel those things no matter what your social status is. No
Correct.
matter what our social status is. If you feel
Correct.
it, you'll feel it. This pandemic has not only triggered a feeling of fear, but also dilute the hope of the people across the world.
Yeah, I think pre-existing mental health problem is also really, really terrible for the people who are facing the pandemic, because when you already have mental health problem, you can't really go out.
Yep.
You can't take walks. If it's in a lockdown, you can't take walks. You can't do so many
Yep.
things, and you're trapped in your home. Distraction is also probably limited, and it's just really, really hard for people with pre-existing mental health problem. I think so, in my
Yep.
opinion.
Because sometimes they release their stress and some
Unhealthy ways.
something off of their chest outside.
Yes.
And I will play another video regarding this topic, and please watch it carefully.
Oh, you're going to play it now?
Yes.
Okay. What was the topic again? The title of the video?
The current challenges brought about by COVID-19 for people all around the globe are unparalleled and have caused fear, anxiety, and uncertainty for so many of us. We are all going through this together, and it's important to understand that you're not alone in how you're feeling right now, and that there are practical, healthy ways to cope with these emotions. The COVID-19 pandemic has created unprecedented change and a need for a response from everyone around the globe. Many of us are worried about our loved ones and our livelihoods, and there is no one right way to cope with what we're experiencing. Remember, however you're feeling, there are others that feel the same. You are not alone. Here are a few voices of people struggling to cope during this time.
Some days I'm okay. I'm doing my best to adjust. But yesterday, I couldn't stop crying. This all just seems so unfair, and I feel so angry that this is happening to us. I'm struggling to care for my kids and work from home at the same time, and I'm worried about my parents' health. I watch the news and it just seems so hopeless. I don't know how to keep it together.
I feel so lost and sad. So much has changed. I used to have dinner every week with my family, but now I can't be in the same room with them. I really miss them.
I'm missing out on my prom and my graduation. I've literally been looking forward to these things my whole life, and I'm heartbroken.
With everything going on now, I just can't stop my thoughts. And physically, my chest hurts, and I can't breathe. I get nauseous thinking about what could happen to my family and my friends.
Before this happened, I used to worry all the time about getting sick. Now that worry has turned into absolute terror. My heart races every time I have to go to the store. What if I bring germs home with me? I can't stop washing my hands.
No matter how exhausted I am, my sleep is still terrible. I just keep picturing all the things that could possibly happen. Will I ever get a good night's sleep again?
I've been through so much already. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this too. My flashbacks are getting worse and worse.
Honestly, I feel like I'm more comfortable in times of crisis. I'm not sure why I don't feel as upset as everyone else does right now.
I don't know when or if everything is going to get back to normal. I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. How many people are going to be affected? What does this mean for me and my family?
We've just heard some of the ways people are being affected by the COVID-19 situation. Here are some things that are helpful in building resilience during times of crisis and intense stress. There are a lot of things outside of our control right now, which can be scary. By focusing on the things we can control, we can refuel ourselves and become more grounded and able to focus and cope with all of the things we can't control. One of the most important actions within your control is to follow CDC guidelines to reduce your chance of being exposed or passing the virus on to others. Use social support. No one should go through this alone. There is absolutely no shame in talking about what you're going through with your friends and family, and it's important to be there for others too. Video chat and phone calls are a great way to stay connected. Prioritize self-care. Staying on a regular schedule, exercising, eating a healthy diet, keeping a sleep routine, and taking time to meditate or pray are all important, now more than ever. Be gentle with yourself. During times like this, you will have good days and bad days. Your emotions are most likely heightened at this time. Try not to compare your life to what you see on your friends' social media feeds. There is always more going on behind screens. Helping others can bring joy and gratification. Do what you can to help others, even if it's something as simple as lending an ear or making someone smile. Be kind to the people around you, especially the folks who are still out working, to ensure we all have what we need. If each day feels like an uphill battle, it may help to seek out professional support. To continue helping during this time of social distancing, many mental health providers are using telemental health in their practice. If you can't afford therapy or need to talk to someone right away, you can call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline 24 hours a day at 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone in how you are feeling. There are things you can do and resources you can use to cope during this challenging time. Check out our library for more videos to learn more about mental health, dealing with isolation, and ways to cope. We're all in this together.
Okay.
So
that was videos about the type of mental health, type of the type of thoughts mental health to consider, like the type of mental health during the pandemic, like uncertainty, trauma, depression.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Continue.
Then with the situation that is happening around us, we also need to take care of our family and friends, so we can help them ease their burden, or at least make them feel that they are not alone. But of course, it should be balanced with taking care of oneself. Checking up on your friends and offering them your social and emotional support will also make each one of us stronger and improve the situation of others on how they deal with stress and pressure. Although it has greater effect on emotional and social growth of young children and teenagers relative to adults, as a youth, we need to stay connected and healthy while practicing social distancing. We need to take care of ourselves and try to focus on positive thoughts. If negative thoughts does not go away, try to acknowledge them and talk about it with someone that you trust. There are many platforms to connect with those people who are close to you. like social medias and phone messages. Try to stay healthy during this time. Always take care of yourself while staying at home. All of us are affected in times of this pandemic crisis. Always bear in mind that some of us are having trouble dealing with the environment in their own homes due to
Correct.
big difference from being able to go outside to release your stress and socialize. The mental well-being of each of us, particularly teenagers like us, are, re- are really have are really having a hard time adapting to the current situation. Mm. So let us all remember that to be kind to everyone, for we do not know what they're going through with their life.
All right. Moving on.
Conclusions. Um, I've come up to a conclusion that the COVID-19 pandemic has affected us not just physically, mentally, but also emotionally. Furthermore, we should understand that it will be challenging for the next few days and following months, and the challenge will undoubtedly continue for a while. Doctors and
Do you,
scientists are working on research and strategies to fight this virus.
do you honestly believe that? Okay, we can talk about mental health. Mental health is something like an illness, and it regards
Yep.
illnesses, mental illnesses. Okay, but what if we put mental health aside and we go a little bit lower than that? How can we actually avoid from someone to actually reach to a point where they get mental illnesses?
Mm. I
Do
think
you
you
think?
you cannot avoid mental illness because we have different person vary from um person I different individuals have different thoughts, and sometimes we can control it. So
Okay,
mental
but
illness will come.
do you believe that maybe it's all, for example, if we just, it all depends with our mindset.
Yep.
Can we relate it to mental illness? It all depends with our mindset. Can we actually relate it to mental illnesses?
Um. Mm,
In your
maybe
personal
because
opinion. In your personal
for
opinion.
me, maybe because some people have positive mindset, but they still having some challenges with their thoughts, and sometimes they can control it, and it becomes more severe from just being to depression.
Okay, understood. All right. So now that you've completed your presentation, we can start with the Q&A session, as we have about 35 minutes left until this webinar ends. So to the audiences, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask about this topic. Mark's topic will be about the challenges youth face, the psychological challenges the youth face during this pandemic. And it's very much advised for the audiences to ask any questions regarding mental health, as we are now discussing it in very detailed manner. So your questions are very much appreciated. I will check in the comments down below. Leave your questions there, and I will ask on behalf of you. Hopefully, me and Mark can give you a solid answer for your questions. Now we wait for any questions from the audiences. I have a few sets of questions for you. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. In what way do you think you can help a person or a friend experiencing mental health challenges?
Um, as a teenager who is also having a hard time dealing with those things, I can say that as a friend, the best thing you can do is do to help is through listening to their rants and problems, and make them feel that you understand and what they're feeling is valid. That is the best way, because I believe that sometimes um, talking does not help some
Yes.
talking does not
Talking.
help someone to forget what they're feeling most of the time, and sometimes talking can worsen the situation.
correct. Do you have any of those friends? Okay, maybe sometimes you will listen to a friend and so, but like you said, talking and sometimes advising as a friend or maybe being there as a friend is not enough. Okay, so you will recommend maybe such, for example, some mental health institution or maybe some mental health hotline in the Philippines over there. You will recommend it to them, correct?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, what if there are those type of people who are afraid? They're not really brave enough to go towards this to seek help. How will you?
As a friend, I will I will encourage them to speak, because what they're feeling um, is not is not that bad, because I think it is normal, and what they're feeling, they're not alone with their thoughts, and they can share if they can share it with people who they are close with. Maybe professional support can help them and can make them ease their pain.
Okay. All right. So moving on to okay. Before we get into the second question, there is one question from Ilson Hillary. The question is: could you relate between our religion and mental health? Thank you, sir. Our religion, as in,
What religion?
can you please be so specific on what religion to be exact with mental health? Please leave the comment down below. If so, that's quite an interesting question, because in Malaysia, to be exact, we really relate. In Malaysia, the default religion is Islam. Okay, and Muslims here, they tend to always relate mental health with the religion as well. So, what about you? What about in Philippines? How is it over there?
Our main religion here is our common religion here is Catholic, and
Okay.
sometimes they always say just pray, and that would take your thoughts away.
Okay. The person said all religions. Could you relate between really all religions and mental health?
Um, I don't have any background on other religion. Rather, I just have Catholic religion as my background. So maybe I could discuss it from from my perspective as a
Okay.
Catholic.
Why not?
Um, mm, I think for me, just pray and have some faith to what you believe in, and always think that our God will help us to break through these challenges,
Yes.
and sometimes you need to 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 pray much more, or go to a priest to let out of all of those feelings, and that's it, I think.
Okay. Is there in Philippines? Don't mind if you don't mind me asking. In Philippines,
Yes.
Do people over there tend to stigmatize mental illness? How is mental illness and mental health awareness over there?
um there's an in our university we have mental just like this mental health week webinar, and we
It's okay. You can take your
every
time to
branch
try to
along.
answer. So every week, your campus will tend to do a webinar about mental health. They will remind students on keeping your mental health stable. If you need any help, basically the basic necessities of what you must do to help yourself and your mental health. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. In Malaysia, I just want to share my experiences. In Malaysia, over here, we tend to stigmatize a lot about mental health. We always tend to relate having mental illnesses means we have very low faith. And so people will just say, you just need to pray, you just need to go closer to God, and etc. In my opinion, it doesn't matter if you're Islam, maybe Christian, Buddhism, or any other religion. I just think that mental illness should not be heavily related to religion, as
Yes.
when you have mental illnesses. Okay, prayer is one method for you to get better. But if you just do prayer and you don't take any medicine, any actual physical solution to deal with the inner problems, then prayer is not going to support your progress in tackling your mental illness. So we can only balance religion and mental illnesses. Religion plays one part, and taking your medicines, having correct habits, seeking professional help is also another contribution in tackling what you have. So we cannot always tell people that you have low faith, you need to just pray, and etc. So that's my opinion in religion and mental health. It's a balanced thing, a two-way thing. Okay, we have another question from Faisal Mokhtar. What is the most basic way to deal with youth with mental health problems? What's the basic way to deal with kids these days that has mental health problems?
As I've said before, social media platforms are a good way to stay connected to those people who are close to you. And always take care of yourself, eat a healthy diet, practice a good sleep routine, and exercise. Correct. Remember to always be kind to yourself.
Correct. If anyone has noticed in the last webinar with Lina Marouf, she's from Tunisia, she mentioned that these small habits really create someone's progression in the future. It's not what she exactly said, but from what I understand and what I ultimately thought of is, for example, what Mark said, you need to have a good healthy diet, practice exercise, go out, and all those basic things. It's a really simple thing that everyone should do in their everyday life. And it's those small acts that actually creates habits and a lifestyle that is positive and will also result in a person's what do you call it? Person's personality, a positive personality. It's what builds up a person's personality. That's my point. So even though what Mark suggested is actually basic, but that's the point. You cannot be professional. You cannot be someone professional without the basics, without the fundamentals. So no matter what, I suggest everyone here to, despite having your own mental health problems, follow whatever Mark said, because the basic is like having the roots for the trees, the fundamental. Without roots, trees can't grow. It's just the same as whatever Mark has suggested. Once you have the basic, you can grow just like a tree. So that's a very interesting question from Sir Faisal Mokhtar, as he really gave a question that has so much branches to give. Okay, so now that there's no question in the live chat, I still have questions from myself. Are you ready for the second question?
Yep.
Okay. I think this one you've already answered. The question that I have is, how would you react if you notice mental health red flags in someone you care about?
Okay. I would not show any negative emotion, because from what I said earlier, emotions varies from person to person.
Yeah.
I will act if there's nothing wrong and understand what they're feeling, because showing you're surprised and bothered by what they said is more triggering, and it can make them feel low and more anxious. People who are dealing with these challenges often observe on the reactions of the people whom they are talking to. So with that, careful even with showing reactions is very important.
Correct. The reaction of someone is so important. It actually initiates whether someone will want to reach out to you or not. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
I've been there many times. Have you been there? Like, okay, you were trying to go and reach someone for help, and then all of a sudden the person just gives a reaction that makes you feel uneasy, and you start to regret ever going back to seeking help from that person. Have you been there?
Yep. When when I think when they show that they don't have any any interest in my opinion, in what will I say. I think that's
Mhm.
that's that's what I
Yes,
feel. And
correct.
yeah,
I personally think that person's reaction determines the entire person's viewpoint towards many people. What I mean is, it's also one way in trying to get to know someone. Once you maybe if you ask some sort of question, political question, and the way they react, the way they answer can really tell about someone's personality and how they react. And that also helps people with mental health before they even open up to people. They could try to ask questions to find out what type of person are they, and whether they are okay enough to allow themselves open up about themselves. So reaction is
yep.
so important, and I suggest all audiences here to please think before you ever react to anyone with any mental health issues. Okay, we have one question from Elvira Vera. Have you or someone close to you gone through a phase of life that included self-harm or cutting? Trigger warning, trigger warning. What did you learn about it?
What have you learned someone talk to you? I think that's too sensitive, because I think that question is too sensitive. What I learned about it is, um, you can stop them from what they feel. Just be there for them. Um, lend an
Yes.
ear, listen to their rants.
Mm.
Be there for them. Be there beside them.
I agree with that also. Sometimes we can only do so much for people. We can only do so
Yep.
much for people, and at the same time, we're not really a professional, certified psychologists. We're not medical doctors, and etc. If anyone ever does risky things like that, it's always advised to call the ambulance. Call the ambulance. Don't do risky things that could extend more damage to that person who's already damaged. Always seek the right person. Like, for example, if there are wounds and etc., of course you got to go to the hospital, and after that seek the psychiatrist help and etc. And definitely, what I learned about it as well is that we need to be very, very, very understanding. We need to be very, very calm and patient, because it's like fire and ice. When someone's a fire, you cannot be another fire and make more fire. You gotta be an
Yep.
ice, and you gotta settle down the entire situation. So there's only so much that we can do as someone who's close with us and damaged herself. We can't do much other than doing the fundamental things, honestly. Okay.
Okay.
So we want to move on to the next question.
Okay.
All right. The next question is, I'm also sure that you kind of answered it already. What are the actions that your university did to address the mental well-being of its students?
Um, our university, just what I said earlier, our university has its
Mental health
university-wide
webinars.
mental health week webinar, and it also has annual mental health awareness seminar conducted by our branch along with the student organizations. Our university, the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, has also provided students who do not have the confidence to speak for themselves, to discuss their concerns and problems through the student council. And the university also provides free online counseling through our guidance counselor during this pandemic. It also sent us weekly health survey during this period of pandemic, so that they can track whether or not the student is able to attend class.
Okay. All right, interesting question from that as well. Interesting question. I mean, interesting answer for that question. Thank you very much. The second video, this is my personal question. You've just shown the second video, right? I'm kind of curious about the mental mindset called uncertainty. Because I've been there so many times. I'm uncertain about myself, and there's so many uncertainty going on online. Once the pandemic going on, there's so many people in Twitter. They post, "Does this diploma work in the future? Like, what am I doing with this degree? What am I doing with this master's?" And etc. People are uncertain of whether whatever they are doing now is actually going to fruit in the future. So, have you ever felt the uncertainty?
Yes. Before I
Okay, continue.
I enrolled to this course, I am uncertain because I'm not sure if I want to do this for through all my life, and I'm not sure if I can do and if I can graduate through this course because I think it's too hard for me. And but today I think I can. But today with my because of my friends, they help me. They help me come through this. Then and I think I can do this more. And they give me courage that I can finish this and graduate with this bachelor.
So you're studying information technology right now, correct?
Yes.
So everything is online.
Yep.
Everything is online. So how are you going through it so far?
For me, it's fine because I have computer, internet, but some of my not have that. So I think it's more better to stop the class rather than pushing it because some people does not have the equipments needed for these online classes.
I see. So you have those friends who maybe they don't have that gadgets, the internet, okay? And sometimes if you want to be there for them, it doesn't help. Like if you are there for them, you support them, but supporting them and being there for them will not give them internet connection. It will not give them the gadget they need. Does your campus or maybe the Philippine community over there, how do they tackle this issue? Because I'm pretty sure if they manage to tackle internet issues, gadget issues, I'm pretty sure the state of mind in the youth of Philippines would definitely improve. So how did they try to tackle this issue here? Do you have any insight on that?
In our city, our municipality has given us allowance so that families that does not have that quite monies, they can suffice for the needs of their children who needs to go to school.
Understood.
Yep.
Okay then. Now that they got help them give allowances so that they can purchase internet connections, and I mean it's good enough, is it, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. So you said that you faced uncertainty before, right? How do you deal with it? I've been there, and so how do you deal with uncertainty?
I just talk about it with my classmates and my friends because sometimes they can relate to me, and I feel easy because someone is relating with me, and with that, I feel more encouraged because someone or some of my classmates have been dealing with this, and maybe I'm just taking everything for granted. So with that, I encourage myself to go much more further in my course.
Okay, understood. Before I continue about your answer, I just want to inform the audiences, please leave any questions that you would want us to answer, because we have about 13 minutes left before the webinar ends, and we still have a lot of things to discuss about. Please do not hesitate to question us. Leave a comment down below and I will check on it and we will ask on behalf of you. So back to your answer, Mark, about how do you deal with uncertainty. So relating with each other is one of the many ways that we can deal with how we feel. So Mark, when you relate with someone, it really helps you, doesn't it?
Yes.
In what way? Does it make you feel less lonely?
Yes. I feel there's someone with me, and we encourage each other so that we can go through this.
So I've been thinking about this just now, just moments ago. I was thinking about, okay, we can relate with each other and etc. But what if, for example, someone has came to you and talked to you about a situation that that you have never went through? How are you going to, for example, if someone has not went through to any household problems, and that someone went to you who does not have any household problems, and so you don't really understand how the person who faces household problems feels. How are you going to try to understand someone's other position? How are you going to try to put yourself in other people's shoes?
So I think first of all, I would listen to them first before putting myself in their shoes, because if I don't have any background about them, I think I don't know how to understand them. And I think the most effective way is just to become an open-minded person.
Correct. It's very true. We need to be very open-minded during this pandemic. For example, we cannot stigmatize mental illnesses by saying, you're sick because you have low faith. You need to go closer to God, because unintentionally, we're already calling someone faithless. We're calling someone who has never been close to God or has never been devoted to God, when actually that's not the thing. What Mark said in being open-minded is, people tend to be open-minded in what they want to be open-minded about. They do not want to be open-minded towards other topics. All they want to do is be open-minded in what they want to be open-minded. So during this pandemic, it's very much advised for everyone to do your research. Please consider everyone's opinions and mindset towards their own, what they are facing themselves. So that's just about it for me. We also have another 2 questions from the live comments. One of them is from Brienne Espiritu. How do you handle stress and anxiety on your own very way?
I just play games with my friends, play Valorant, and I think that works for me because I feel less lonely and it makes me more happy.
Okay. Another question by Lul John Apollonio. Does spending a lot of time with your friends helps you handle the stress of school? How?
Yes, because spending a lot of time with them makes me feel more happy, because I can run my problems with them. They can listen with me, and we can help each other in school, like helping with friends with lessons, just like that. So that minimizes my stress, and I think that's it.
Okay. Another question from the live comments. Thank you very much for asking. The question by Il Christian. I'm not really sure on how to pronounce your name. I'm really sorry. How do you cope? How do you cope with stress during this pandemic?
Just like I've said before, I watch movies, listen to music, and just play some games. And that's my own way on how to cope with stress.
Yes, it's the same question. It's the same type of question as Green and Spirit too.
Yep.
Okay, there's a last question in the comments. Is called the person is Noor Hayati Omar. Do affirmation work for mental health problem, or people who are diagnosed with mental health problems still need to seek for professional support?
I think the professional help is more important. It's more important because I think it is the best way to cope with this stress and with these mental health problems and challenges.
Correct. Furthermore, when you are already diagnosed with mental health issues, being diagnosed takes to have it needs to have a professional to diagnose someone with mental health issues. So whoever is diagnosed is definitely 100% should seek professional support because they know most. So is that all, Andre?
Yes.
Okay, now that the presentation is over and the Q&A session is also done for, do you have any last saying before we end this webinar?
Okay. So to end this speech, I would like to say that how we react on times like this can vary from person to person, but there are many practical and healthy ways to cope up with those emotions. Just like the second video I presented, first use social support, communicate with your family members or with your friends who are close to you. Remember that there is no shame talking about what you're going through right now, and always be open to others and be there for them too. As I've said before, social media platforms are a good way to stay connected to those people who are close to you. Always take care of yourself and remember to be kind to yourself. Do not push yourself too much. If you feel tired of everything, just rest, take a sleep, watch a movie, listen to your favorite songs. Everyone needs to take a good rest. And helping others can be a great way to bring joy in ourselves and to people around us. And you can just hear, listen to everything they need to burst out those negative feelings off of their chests. If you cannot talk about it with other people, maybe you can seek for professional support, just like what I've said before.
Yep.
And always remember that you are not alone in this battle, and we all hope that we can continue to stay safe, healthy, and support each other enough to fight these challenges. Become more extra conscious about ourselves and more sensitive and strongly connected with each other. And just keep in mind that you're not alone, and we will come a lot more stronger from these battles and experiences. And I think that's all. I hope I imparted something to you through my speech, and thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mark, for your insightful presentation and your heart-touching speech as well. So I hope I can see you next time, and hopefully in the future we can share more and discuss more about any topic possible. Okay?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. So as for all of you, there will be another webinar, the third webinar for today at 2 p.m. So I hope you guys can stick around. After the third webinar, we're going to have a keynote speaker and our Vice Chancellor of Geomatika University College to launch a program as well. So please stick by and then listen to his insightful knowledge as well. I will see you again at 2 p.m. Hello and welcome back everyone to the IYouth conference again. So right now we are in our last second webinar, webinar 7, with a student from Poland, Mastura Darek, who is part of the college. Where is it again? Pardon me. Mastura Darek from Vincent Paul University in Lublin, Poland. She will be speaking of her topic regarding finding innovative and creative responses to the current pandemic crisis. After this webinar, we will have a keynote speaker, our Vice Chancellor of Geomatika University College, who will also launch a program for us. And please stick around to listen to what Mastura Darik has to say for her topic, and also join us with Professor Said Helmi bin Said Abu Bakar, our Vice Chancellor as well, to launch a program. Okay, right now we would like to invite our panelists for this webinar, Mastura Darik.
Hello, hi. Hi.
Hello.
I'm good.
How are you?
Assalamualaikum and good morning good afternoon to everyone.
Yes, it's afternoon over here, but it's good morning to your side,
7
correct?
o'clock here.
So good morning. Okay. Yes, quite early. Thank you very much for joining at such early hours. I'm sure you prepared very early
I'm glad
beforehand.
to be.
Before we get into the slides, before we get into the slides, can you please introduce yourself to the audiences?
Okay, my name is Mastura Darik, and I'm a former student of Geomatika University College. Yeah, I did my diploma in beauty and health in Geomatika, and then currently I'm doing my bachelor's degree in beauty science in Vincent Paul University College in Poland. Yeah.
All right. It's very interesting. Okay, so
Yeah, sure.
should we get into the slides?
Okay, so the topic given to me was finding innovative and creative responses to the current pandemic crisis. So before then, I would just briefly have a little introduction. So as we know that the COVID-19 or the coronavirus is a newly discovered disease, and it is very infectious. And some people are more like at the risk of contracting this disease, like senior citizens and people with health issues. And besides that, we are like in a situation where we are supposed to adapt to the new normal, which is like wearing a mask and having applying your hand sanitizers and taking precautions. And social distancing, yeah, this is the new normal, and everybody have to like go through this and be safe. And other than that, like some people are like affected more due to the geographical circumstances. Like some people live in a place where there are many cases, like for instance, like the USA, India, and also like myself in Poland, there are like so many cases. So due to this, we are at a very like higher risk in contracting. So it's good to be safe and take all the precautions. And then the next slide here, you can see this is the Poland map right now where I'm living. So you can see like everywhere in this map is already everywhere is in the red zone. So right now we are having a lot of restrictions and everything that we have to follow to be safe. Yeah. And then
it must be very empty at the streets in Poland over
even
there,
recently,
is it?
yesterday I went out and there's nobody out. Also, it's very cold, so people prefer to stay home right now. Yeah.
Okay.
And then here you can see in this graph, it shows that the blue line shows that the total cases that has been confirmed in Poland itself, and in the green line you can see how many cases have recovered, and the red line shows how many people have passed away due to this pandemic. So in total, we have right now, from March till October, we already have about like 600,000 plus cases in Poland itself, the whole of Poland. And the recovery rate is around 200,000 plus, and those who have passed away are about like 2,000 people plus, like that. Yes. So many. Yeah, I was also very shocked to see the graph. It looks like it's nothing, but it's actually happening. Yeah. And then
it's very I'm sorry to cut off, but it's very shocking because in the first webinar for today is Australia, like an Australian student. She will explain how Australia has very almost almost to zero cases every day, and here is
Yeah.
Poland struggling with 600,000 cases. So the difference there is so much,
Yes,
and
even in
it's
the
a shock for me.
government hospitals here, the cases are piling up too much. They have to like transfer some cases to the private. They have no choice. Yeah. And then,
so all the frontliners over there must have a lot of. All the frontliners over there must have
yeah,
be
they
facing
are
a lot
going
of
through a lot of challenges. And
struggles right
but
now.
then, like I find the people in Poland are very disciplined, so they really take all precautions and they stay home. If they really follow rules, so that is one thing to like look up to in everyone here. And then going to the next.
Understand. Okay.
Yeah. So the new
Moving
rules
on.
and regulations implemented here are like cinemas, restaurants. In Poland, pubs and clubs are very famous, but right now everything is closed because this is to like maintain social distancing and like not to avoid like social activities among the people. And like restaurants, they do not allow like dining. So if you want to eat like in a restaurant, you have to order, or like only takeaways allowed. And there is one thing which is quite interesting, which is like senior citizens in Poland. They give quite priorities to the senior citizens. So on senior citizens are allowed to go to the groceries or pharmacies from 9 to 12 p.m. and nobody else is allowed during those times. Yeah. And if like the other people would like to go to the shops or anything, they can go like before 9 and after 12. So in this way, the senior citizens are kept away from the people, which is a lot more safer for them.
The vulnerability rate goes very down.
That
I
is
think
very
that's so smart.
Like
I've never really thought of
because
that.
they are the ones who are mostly contracting this disease. If you would look at the statistics,
yes, correct.
And then wherever you go, like in the shops or any premises, or even to your classes or universities, you are. It is a compulsory to put on your mask, even in classes during the whole time, and then hand sanitizers will be put everywhere. So everywhere you go, you just take the hand sanitizer and then you're good to go. And also temperature. I think in Malaysia also everywhere they do this, right?
Yes. In fact, in Malaysia, what we have, we don't have everything in the list. We have it, except for having senior citizens only allowed in grocery stores from 9 to 12 p.m. We have everything,
I also
but
find this very interesting and new, but it makes sense if you think about it, right? Yeah.
Yes. The fact that Poland itself, the people over there, they think more. They consider more compared to other countries. Not to say that all other countries like Poland is much better. No, it's just that it's extra considerate, and it's a good example to give
it is
to
a
other
very good
countries
thing
as
to
well.
like you can use this idea and implement it in other countries as well, because I think it really helps to keep the rate down. Yeah.
Yes.
And then moving on to the next slide. So how Malaysian embassy have been helping the students in Poland is like I think some of my friends, they have like returned back to Malaysia. So what they have done is they booked the flight ticket and they informed the Malaysian embassy that okay, on this date I will be returning home and so and so. So what the Malaysian embassy does is they will like prepare everything beforehand. So when they arrive in Malaysia, all that has to be done is like they will do the corona test, and after that they will like wrap all your bags and they will sanitize everything of your belongings, and so and then they will like transport you to those places where you are quarantining yourself. And besides that, they also like if you apply for like help or anything through online, and they do like provide you with aids and all, like medical help and so and so, and also with documentation like our visas and license or anything that you want to renew. Yeah. And then moving on to the next slide. Okay, so now we will go into the topic that was given to me, which is finding innovative and creative. Yeah. So I think
That was a long intro.
I think this
Okay,
topic is
continue.
very interesting when I got it, and I could relate so much to it. So, as you know, this coronavirus outbreak, it has like caused so many challenges when it comes to economy and also like health and every aspects of so many countries. So, in you are also like forced to, due to this challenge, you are forced to like be more innovative and creative to like get on with life. So also you have to improve so many things to adapt to the new like era right now.
Yes, correct.
Moving on. So main thing to look at is like definitely the healthcare facilities. I'm sure they need a lot of like equipment and all to like improvise. Yeah, to improvise
Definitely.
the healthcare system. So I came. Sorry.
To a point. Sorry to cut off, but in terms of improvement, does Poland over there also have, for example, they change hotels into probably medical centers?
Over here, I find that some people like they don't want to go to the hospital or to the clinics. So what they do is they set a private appointment with the doctors and they meet up in a hotel and they do the treatments over there. Yeah, like usually it's like private institutes. So I think it's quite good as well because they are like kept away from people with diseases or.
Yeah. Correct.
So
Okay, continue.
I found this one invention very interesting, the healthcare innovation. So I will just show the picture beforehand. So this is the invention I'm talking about, which is like they convert a snorkeling mask into an oxygen ventilating machine. Yeah, so it's quite interesting if you see because like there's this doctor, his name is Dr. Renato Favero. So what he has done is he partnered up with Decathlon Sports Store. Cam, do you know like the Decathlon Sports Store?
Yes, Decathlon Sports and it's all over Malaysia. There's one at Subang. It's quite far from where I live, and Decathlon is like some sort of sports center, not sports center, sports equipment center. They have almost
everything related to sports.
Yes.
They have. And have you seen this like a snorkeling mask? I have seen it plenty of times.
I've never seen a snorkeling mask until you show that picture, but I'm aware that there's a lot of snorkeling items over there. So it makes sense. It makes sense that this man, Dr. Renato Favreau, he teamed up with the sporting goods.
They teamed up with the sporting group Decathlon, and so they invented like they improvised the mask, and they like as you know the snorkeling mask, they have this thing where they use to breathe right through. So what they do is they connect the oxygen ventilating machine to it. So this helps the patient from, it does not allow their heart to collapse. So like it helps to keep it under control.
So this innovation it improves the person's breathing respiratory system.
And what as you can see, what this company has done is it's a very generous of them to like actually like produce this and supply it to the hospitals in a very like low profit kind of rate, because like so that everybody can afford it. Yeah. And also like maybe once they use it will be also disposable so that the other patients don't have to use the same mask. And this idea they implemented in Italy. So right now, so many other countries also like find it interesting, and they're also like buying it from the company. And moving on to the next slide. So here you can see. So like this is the original mask, and also after that you can see the other picture where it's connected to the oxygen machine. And
yes, I see it.
Yes. Moving on to the next slide.
Oh, this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, you asked me just now, right? Regarding like this. Okay, so I would just like to say like during this pandemic crisis, so many people do not travel and they do not
Yeah.
go. They don't really go to the hotels
Yes.
anymore because so what hotels their business are going down, so they have to come up with something to like change the nature of their businesses. So what they do is they convert the hotel business into like a quarantine centers for like people who maybe like travel back home from abroad, or those who have like emergency work, so they have to fly abroad. So what they do is they have to quarantine themselves before they meet anybody to be safe. So like in Malaysia, I think also like people have to who come from abroad, you have to quarantine yourself for 14 days, right?
Yes, correct. And they will go to a specific hotel. Medical staff over there will take care of them, and etc. All that, all in the hotel as well.
When you get to the hotel, what they do is they do a corona test for you, and then after that you will be sent for quarantine. And you like hotels, they provide you packages right now. So like if you want to, you can quarantine yourself in 5-star hotel, 3-star, 4-star, anything if you want. So I came across this one very interesting article because like I am a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, so I keep up to date with him. And I'm sure there are many Cristiano Ronaldo fans here who might know this. So what he did was he converted his hotel business into a hospital, and he hired many doctors, and also he provide free treatments for the patients who have contracted the coronavirus disease. So I think this is also a great charity done by him, and it's also very creative and innovative, I find it.
Yes.
Because he literally converted the whole business into a hospital.
Yes, and he's very generous. You know, he's rich, definitely, and he utilizes his riches in doing good. I can see why you're a fan of him.
Yes. Yeah, he's very generous. I like him. And here you can see like how like when you arrive to the hotel, they will do the corona test, and they also keep everything sanitized. And it's a safe place for you to quarantine yourself. And then moving on, create other types of creative inventions that we can see is like before I never really see this like automatic hand sanitizer dispensers that much, but now I think like usually they just put it in bottles everywhere, but now what they do is like everywhere you go, it's like automatic. You just put your hand and it dispenses the hand sanitizer. Yeah, there's a sensor. I think it's like safe way, right? Because like
it's
nobody
so
touches
safer.
the thing and all.
Yes,
it's so much safer.
Everyone
Nobody
touches the bottles. Everyone touches the bottle.
When everyone touches,
understand.
When everyone touches the bottle, like I think it's like a little bit like sometimes it's a bit unhygienic, especially due to the current situation right now. But when you have this like automatic dispenser, you just put your hand in it. So I think like it's less risk to contract any sort of germs or viruses.
Yes.
And then next up is the automatic temperature checking machine. I think like this one is also it's better, right? Because there is no need for somebody to be there to scan you all the time.
Initially
and
there
saves
was
a lot of time.
Yeah, initially there was the button one, but right now most of the places they have so many types of. You just gotta put your forehead there and beep, it's done.
Yeah, I think it's also like less time consuming because somebody has to be standing there all the time to scan you, and it's very tiring for them. So
I've been
I
there.
think this is a better way. Also, you did it before too?
Yeah, I used to work at a indoor theme park. So at some point I was placed in the entrance over there, so I gotta like stand there and eat. It's tiring.
Yeah,
it's
you
boring.
have to,
Yeah.
I understand and I feel you. Okay, so besides these inventions, definitely right now what we need is definitely a vaccine for the coronavirus, so that everybody can just be done with everything, right?
Correct.
So we have many scientists in the field working on finding the coronavirus vaccine to cure this disease. So the one that was trending in the like articles that I read was this scientist in Russia. So he invented this coronavirus vaccine, and he claims it will cure the disease around 80 to 90% guarantee. But I think 80 to 90% is a very high rate of guarantee given. So I
Yes.
think like it, they say they will be releasing it in a few months to the whole world. So I hope they will like sell it in a very like affordable price for everyone. So
Correct, but
like
at the same time, the vaccine is new, and there's so many people diagnosed with coronavirus disease, and it's still
Yes.
going to take probably so many months, maybe half a year, for the vaccine to actually go in.
True. Right now they're just like testing it on some people, and like some people.
Yeah, I've read
have,
articles
like,
too.
And I think recently also there is this scientist couples from Turkey and Germany. So they both also have. Yeah, did you read it? Like I saw it online.
I saw it online too, but I didn't have the time to go read through. If I'm not mistaken, they were
Yeah.
Muslims as well.
Yeah, they were Muslims as well. So they came up with this new vaccine as well, and it claims to cure up to 96%, which is like even higher than what and I think it's a very like high guaranteed promises. So I hope they also bring this into the medical systems, and hopefully it can cure many people, and we can
and get back to normal.
Get back to our normal life. So here you can see
okay.
Yeah, the automatic sanitizer and temperature checking machine, and then the coronavirus vaccine. Moving on. Okay, so I think during this time, one of the greatest invention is definitely the virtual learning systems and all. So due to this pandemic, all of the education systems have been disrupted.
Yes, definitely. Drastically.
Yeah, so like because classes like they have like many students in it, so therefore to avoid the risk of having like social activities in like universities or like schools, so what they do is like educations are being carried out online and like virtually, which is like much easier, and like for teachers and students get to be in a safe and healthy environment and also carry on learning.
Yes.
Besides that, but one thing I find myself, which is like very the consequences to this is that like I'm a beauty science student, so what happens is I need a lot of hands-on training. So due to this situation, I get very less hands-on training. So this is one of the like drawbacks to this virtual learning system. But otherwise, it is so much easier for the teachers. They get to upload the materials and assignments online, so students can just go and browse it through, and it's also safer for everyone right now to learn this way. But then it also is due to this, like those who have like many practical classes, I would suggest that you practice at home if you can. Like myself, I practice on mannequins, or I get my roommate and I will like practice on my roommates, like
you have roommates.
facials and stuff. Yeah, I
That's
have
better.
my roommate. That's better. And then you can see here like how kids and how the teachers are teaching. And then working virtually, yes, everybody, as we have like frontliners outside fighting for us, trying to keep everything in check. So some of us get the opportunity to carry on working virtually. So frontliners are like doctors, nurses, police officers, the military officers, and then
people who are working at basic necessities, human needs.
Yeah, like
those are frontliners.
Like grocery store, pharmacy. So these are the people who like are outside there, they make sure that we get all of the service that we need. And like, I think factories also can be considered as
factories too.
frontliners. Because if it isn't for them, then we can't get the things that we need.
Correct.
And
That too.
so this allows the other people, like usually like office works or like any administration work. So will be easily carried on like through virtual working. I think this is better for many people because like they get to work at home, so they get to multitask. They get to take care of their family at the same time. They get to also carry on working normally.
But there are its downside as well. It's all like, okay, if you work from home, there are some people who don't have internet. There are some people who they don't have peaceful household. Is it the same like you around your circle in Poland? Like there are students who maybe don't have a peaceful household. Maybe they don't have internet access, financial situation, financial problems, since the economy is going down as well, right?
True, I understand. I think myself also, like few weeks ago, the Wi-Fi was like super down, so I couldn't attend my online classes. So that was like some of the drawbacks. And I think recently it was a bit upsetting. I saw this one news online where like this teacher, he goes and sit at this restaurant to get a strong Wi-Fi connection to teach his students. So this what they say is like, respect your teachers, respect the hard work they do, and like attend classes and if possible. But I think right now many people for surely have good internet connections, right? Because
it depends. Honestly, it depends. In my position, so many of us have so much problems. Even I myself have a lot of problem because most of my classes, I have to go on campus. I have to ask permission to go on campus to access the campus Wi-Fi. Sometimes I can't go there. I have to use my phone's hotspot. So that's also one of the many setbacks, I think. But maybe in your circle, everyone seems to be okay. But it's all okay because we both have different environments.
True. Here, I think it's fine, but I also have some friends who struggle with it. But one thing about I find like in the place where I'm living in Lupin, like everywhere you go, there are like very good Wi-Fi connections. Even in the bus, we buy like we buy the ticket in the bus online, so they provide Wi-Fi so that you can buy through the apps.
This is very interesting.
It is very easy because I don't have to like buy the coupons and keep it. I just have to buy it online every time.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Moving on to the next slide. So here you can see the pictures of how people work online, and then this one I think like when you're being put in a very like crucial situation where you go through unemployment crisis, so you are like forced to be creative and innovative to go on with life. Do you agree with me, Cam?
Yes, I agree with you 100%. Because I lost my job. I lost my job due to since it's a what do you call it? Indoor sports theme park, family friendly sports theme park. It's a entertainment center, and you know how clubs and theme parks, they're all closed, right? Including that. And before it closed, the salary went down, the hourly rates went down. It was so depressing. As a student, the job was so stable. It was just enough for students. But after that happened, I had to tolerate, and ultimately, I lost it. So, but there's a good side of it because I was forced in doing business. I decided to do business instead of going for part-time, and I wanted to focus more on my studies. Since business is more on, you can do online business, you can open a shop. I'm pretty sure
So
you do it as well,
that's right.
right? You know, online
Yes,
business
I
very
am
well.
also doing it.
Yes.
I'm
So
very sorry for what happened to you because so many people are going through this, and I'm sure you can definitely relate to this situation.
definitely.
Yeah.
Like what you said, being innovative and creative due to unemployment crisis, it forces us to do things that we've never done. And
Yeah.
it's true. Right now, I'm trying to build up maybe some food business so I can do postage, send foods to other houses. So it's much more interesting and fun. Sometimes I can do proofreading businesses, content writing business. So I think it's a great step forward to a new lifestyle.
I agree with you definitely because like I also like find like so many news that says like people are losing their jobs and all. But one thing I also see is that it's in people's nature that life has to go on. They always find a way. So what they do is like I have seen even many of my friends like who are unemployed. So what they do is like they make something creative at home, like maybe like a craft, or also like they cook various types of foods that they know maybe they inherited the recipe from their families. So they make this food and they sell it to people. So like right now people can't really go to the restaurants due to the closures and also so they do this also like deliver this food to them. So I think it's very like good idea to get through with life even though you're like unemployed. This can help you like run the family and also so many others.
Correct.
And also right now one of the most demanding things are definitely face mask and hand sanitizer. So I find many people what they do is like they import this goods from like overseas and they like distribute it to the people and like people who are like at home what they do like drop ship businesses, they sell these things. I think also many celebrities they are like they produce like hand sanitizers in their brands.
Continue.
And then like I see like also I think right now healthcare is like a main concern for everyone. So I think selling insurance policies at this time is quite good because everybody like needs a backup in if you like are in a crucial situation. So this can help you get on with the health services and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I will move on to the next slide.
Okay.
So here are like some of the examples where like how they pack the foods and deliver it to people, and definitely the current necessities. So many people are able to provide this through like dropship businesses and like many other ways.
Correct.
And okay, so this one is quite interesting. Learning how to cook. Like my personal experience was I had to celebrate Ramadan in quarantine. During the lockdown, and then I had to also celebrate Eid Mubarak during the lockdown. So I had to, learn how to cook some cuisines so that I can also get the feel of it. So during Ramadan, in Malaysia, some of the famous foods are like murtabak and stuff, right?
Murtabak,
so
yes.
I learned how. So I learned how to make this. Like I was also surprised with myself where I can make this thing. And for Hari Raya, I learned how to make rendang. So I was also quite shocked. I was able to make rendang.
Wow, that's actually one of the many difficult recipes. What I mean by difficult is you want to execute the taste. To execute the taste is really difficult.
And can you like imagine in Europe where to find like sarai and stuff? So
yes, sarai. For everyone's information, sarai is called lemongrass.
Yeah. Oh yeah, lemongrass. So I have to go and like find these things to make the food. So, do you like coffee, Cam?
Oh no, I don't like coffee.
No?
I prefer tea. But I'm pretty sure what you're trying to say. They're trying to say dalgona coffee, right?
Yeah, there was this trend going on, right? Everybody was posting, okay, dalgona coffee everywhere.
Yes.
So I
No,
myself am a coffee lover. Sorry.
but I don't like coffee. So, like you said, you want to innovate things, right? So instead, I do
Yeah,
chocolate drinks.
chocolate drinks. I
Yeah.
like everything chocolate, coffee. So yeah, I really like coffee. So I tried this, and it really is like something like you drink in Starbucks and like stuff. So it's really nice.
Oh, I
And
see.
to whoever invented this trend, thank you. But I think it's quite unhealthy also for like diabetic patients and blood pressure patients. So it's quite dangerous for them.
Correct.
Uh,
That's true.
mhm.
So many precautions to take, honestly.
So many precautions to take, and also to those who like posted these videos on how to make these foods and like to make these special drinks, like it's great of them to do this.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
then moving on, okay, these are some of the foods that I made myself
Ah,
during the quarantine, sorry, the lockdown period.
you made it.
I this is not my pictures. I took it from Google, but I tried to make it, and it somewhat turned out something like this.
Oh, really? That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
And this is also like based on my experience, how I was being innovative and creative. Right, during the beginning of Corona, I think in January or March, like that, it was very hard to find hand sanitizers and face masks, right?
Yes.
So
I had the same problem. You said in the slide, but sadly it was unavailable everywhere. I had the same problem
it was
too.
unavailable everywhere. Like I went to so many shops, it was unavailable. So what I did was I had some like experience of making some stuff like cosmetics and like things. So what I did was I learned to make my own hand sanitizer and face mask. So how I how I made my hand sanitizer is I bought like this isopropyl alcohol online, and I already had this aloe vera water. So I just mixed them both together, like 70% alcohol and 30% aloe vera water, and then I made my own hand sanitizer. So till now, I've been using them. Also, a side note that this is not health certified. So if you were to try, maybe it's quite not advisable because some people have sensitive skin, so it might be a bit dangerous for them.
So it's fine on your skin.
It's fine on my skin because my skin is very thick and like can adapt to anything.
Okay. All right.
And then I learned to make my own face masks. Like I asked my cousin, who is a doctor, so she advised me to put at least like 3 layers of tissue, like wet tissue. So I dried them beforehand with the hair dryer, and then I put this tissue together and I cut it out in a face mask shape, and then I put it on. Also, this mask is not medically certified, so if you were to try this, I think it's better to buy the ones that are medically certified to be assured that it's safe.
Question. Can you go back to the previous slide? Previous slide.
Yes.
No, not this one. The next one. Yes. Yes, this one. Number 3. Cut out the mask. Cut out the mask according to the tutorial. What tutorial?
Yes. I watched this video online where they show you how to cut off this mask according to the, like you put together and then you like cut it off according to the face mask shape.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we gotta like search online how to cut a face mask.
Yeah.
How to cut.
They will show you like how to fold it and like cut it. So if anybody like if you want to know how to do it, I can send you the tutorial.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
Yeah. And this is how like I just use a spray bottle, reusable bottle, and I filled it up with the hand sanitizer. And this is how my face mask looks like. And moving on to the next slide. Okay. This is like based on my experience, like during the lockdown period, and also like even right now, like I had so much free time. So what I did was I used to call my family every day. So I used to talk to my sister every day.
Okay.
And we came up with this.
Okay, there seems to be internet connection problem. So before we get Mastura back in call, we will see you in maybe a short while, maybe for 1 minute. So please wait while we try to fix these technical issues.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You disappeared.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with my Wi-Fi.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Let's pick up where you dropped off.
Okay, so what I did was like I have so much experience on making like organic products because like I like to use organic products basically. So me and my sister we came up with this idea. Okay, let's sell like a face mask for healthy skin because we experiment a lot and we know what we like. So we create our products. So at first we just made like two products. Clay mask for acne skin type and then clay mask for like discolorations and all. And you know, like Asian skin, we have like acne sometimes due to the weather and due to our hormonal as a
correct.
Yeah. So when we start selling this, we got so many good feedbacks and our customers really like it. So from mouth to
I see.
It really.
So I'm sorry to cut you off, but basically, this product is it called skincare product?
Yeah, it's a skincare product.
You and your sister made it.
Me and my sister made it. So I'm a certified beautician, so I am able to like design this product. That's why.
Very good. Okay. Please elaborate more on that.
Yes. So what I did was like at first we produced these two products, and then after that we expanded more. We want like okay, just two products because our customers, you know, like word spread from mouth to mouth, so everybody like started liking it and they started wanting it, and then there's like, is there any other thing? So we came up with the face mist, vitamin face mist for the skin. So like before, like I personally, I don't like to apply toner on a cotton pad. I think it's a waste of cotton pad. So I made it in a spray form. So all you have to do is just spray on your skin. It's
all right.
Face mist. Yeah. So now, right now we are selling this product in the market. So in total, we already have like 3 products right now.
I think
so
someone
can see.
I think someone commented in the I think someone commented your product name, fruitface.co.
Yeah, on Instagram you can find my product. It's called the fruitface.co.
Nice. So these are one of your many creative innovation that you have made out with during this pandemic.
Yes, so I had so much free time, and right now this business has been keeping me busy and occupied, and so therefore like I don't really waste my time that much. I can focus on something at least. So this is my product and this is how it looks like, and this is my innovative and creative invention.
Nice. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those certified it is certified, but it looks like those type of makeup that people would be like, oh, this is a very famous product, we should get it, compared to
Thank you. All credits to my sister for designing this.
Is your sister around this live right now?
I think so. I told my whole family to join this.
Okay, so hopefully they're enjoying this so far. Okay, continue.
Yeah. And yes, so that's the end of my presentation, and I hope everyone take precautions and will be safe during these times, and whatever it is that you are going through, it will be all right soon, inshallah.
All right. So that was very, very interesting slide. I really had so much fun discussing this entire slide with you. Time really flew while talking to you. So right now we're going to have our Q&A session. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. First and foremost, to the audience, please leave your questions below. She's a certified beautician, and anything regarding about her topic as well, you can ask, and we will ask on behalf of you. Me and Mastura can discuss on your answers, and hopefully we will give you a solid answer. Okay, moving on. I have my own set of questions for you.
Sure.
First question. Any other examples of innovative and creative responses to the current pandemic?
Yes, I think there are so many innovative and creative inventions, but I would like to address more on like graphic and software designers. So because if it not for them, we can't like carry out our virtual learning or working online. And even right now, this webinar face-to-face meeting with you is it's because of them. You know, they designed this website.
Yeah, let's take a moment to appreciate them. Thank goodness. Because of them, I get to meet you and talk about this entire thing.
It's an honor to be here.
You're very welcome with that. Okay, moving on to the next question. Oh, this is interesting. How to enhance innovative and creativeness?
Sorry, how to?
How to enhance innovative and creativeness?
How to enhance innovative and creativeness. Okay.
Yes.
I think you should do a lot of research. Like you can like learn through books or magazines, and like also through YouTube, social medias, like so many platforms. You can learn so many things, and also like to practice what you learn. So when you practice what you learn, you will be definitely better and improve any like mistakes or anything. You will improve yourself, and this will allow you to be even more innovative and creative, and also you will improve your inventions.
So you said that we need to do research and all that to stay innovative and creative. So what if you face difficulties such as procrastination, such as laziness? How are you going to deal with that? Even though you know you're going to have a lot of work to do and you have so much time, you could have taken the time to watch movies, do other entertaining stuff instead of doing things like what you're doing now.
Okay. To answer this question, like I myself, I procrastinate sometimes because I think it's in the nature of some people, and until you are not like in a crucial situation, you'll be like, I will do it later. But then I would not recommend it because the pressure in the final moment is like too much. So it's better to be prepared beforehand and also to be on the safer side. And that's to answer the question.
Okay, there is one comment in the live comment section by Yashir Khan. What are the 3 most important things you can do in this pandemic that keeps you positive?
Okay, to answer this question, like myself, what I do to keep myself positive is I work out because it's quite cold in this country and it's very hard to sweat. So you have to do something to to release all those toxins out.
Yes.
And besides that, I to be positive, working out also like makes you positive.
Yes, I work out too.
Ways.
I work out too at home.
It helps, right, to be positive.
Yeah, it helps because the body heat, I have no idea, because it just feels right. All the energy inside you, I mean, everything negative or positive is a source of energy. So when you work out,
if
the
you're
blood,
like, if you're like stressed or something, also when you work out, it's like it's a good way to release your stress and everything.
Yes.
And other than that,
we keep cutting each other.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to interrupt you a lot.
Okay, it's okay. What were you trying to say? Please continue.
Yeah, so that's one. So another 2 is I think positive is to maybe to go out, go like take a walk or something, and besides that, you can like you can eat your favorite food. That could also be very positive.
I do have one positive thing to share. Usually at home, I type a lot, and I have to research a lot because my course requires a lot of research. When you look inside the laptop screen for too long, your eyes feel strained because you keep looking at a close distance. So one of the positive things you can do for yourself is take a break from all the digital screen time go out the window and
Mhm.
literally just look into the sky, look at nature, look at trees, you will notice that when you look at far distance objects, your eye muscles will really relax. I think you can go try it later if you'd like, but you
That's
can really
true.
feel,
That's true.
yes, you can really feel your eye muscles relax, and that's one of the many positive
Mhm.
things that people really
Yeah.
don't notice.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's true. I agree with you.
Do you have anything else to say
I
for this question?
I see a message from my former Geomatika University lecturer, one Azian Malik. She says, "Stay
Oh,
safe, Masra Derek. Lots of love from GUC. Love you too. Stay safe to everyone."
okay. This is so sweet.
Mhm.
All right. Moving on. Do you have anything else to say for that question?
um, I think that's all that I have. I think there's so many positive things that you can do. Mhm.
Honestly. All right. Moving on to the
Yeah.
next question.
Okay.
How important is it to be innovative and creative?
I think it is very important, especially like during times of crisis like this, so that you can, um, go through your days. Like, if you're not innovative and creative, sometimes like if you're being like um, in a situation like the lockdown, you have to be home all day. So if you are not innovative and creative, it will be very boring for you. So you have to come up with something to keep yourself entertained and to keep yourself occupied, so that also your mind will be busy and you will not go through like depression or stress. This really helps a lot in so many ways.
Correct.
Mhm.
All right. I
Mhm.
do have one personal question for you. It's
Yeah, sure.
something that I just thought of while we talk. So
Mhm.
you have your business, right? Your
Sorry, what?
skincare business. You have your skincare
Yeah.
business right
Uh-huh.
now. Okay. So
Mhm.
if this pandemic did not happen, if
Mhm.
you still had your normal life before this pandemic, do you think you would have this skincare business?
I think I would have had it because I'm a very like entrepreneuric person. I'm always up with like business ideas. Yeah, and I'm
Mm,
always up to something always. So, and also I love what I do. Therefore, I
oh,
would definitely have even come up with a product or like a business, even if it's not during this time. Mhm.
knowing that you're a certified beautician, beauticians also they
Mhm.
have to take. I mean, beauticians they will take out all the
Yeah.
skincare. Do you
Mhm.
also do
I think.
makeup
Sorry.
items? Do you also think of
Uh,
makeup items? Pursue on makeup items, selling makeup items.
makeup. Makeup. I personally I like to improve my skin more than like covering my
Oh,
skin. Yeah.
mm,
But those who like to put makeup, I think it's a good thing also. Like if they feel confident wearing makeup, then why not, right? But personally, from like last time I struggled with a lot of skin problems. So right now my skin is a little better and all. I'm quite happy with myself and I'm a bit
that's good.
confident with how I look. Mm-hmm.
It's good. You start to inspire people and share your experience with people. It's I think customers would definitely trust you more because
Mm-hmm.
since you had your own
Yeah.
setbacks with your
Mm-hmm.
skins, so
Yes,
they would.
because when it comes to skin, I think I can relate to so many people's problems, and I can also, but maybe some things I can't like relate to, but I definitely can see what I can do for them as a beautician.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I have just one last question for you before we end this
Mm-hmm.
webinar. Okay.
Sure.
This question is simple. It's more on personal opinion based. So
Okay.
how do you deal with your own drawbacks during this pandemic?
My own drawbacks, like in
It could be anything.
what
It could be anything. How do
mm,
you deal with them?
how how I deal with my drawbacks is like I always like look for a solution when there are some sort of drawbacks. So I think like in my field, beauty and science right now, I am supposed to be practicing a lot, like facials and skincare, so that I can keep my soft skills like informed. So therefore, what I do is personally I practice on a mannequin or I practice um, on my friends and also currently what has happened is like our university allow us to have practical classes, so I get to practice in my classes right now. And other drawbacks are like maybe like virtual learning. Sometimes the Wi-Fi and all is not that good, so I will maybe like borrow my friend's internet hotspot and then like try to carry on with the classes. So yeah, we help each other like this during this pandemic period. So,
Okay, thank you very much, Mastura. There are some comments, there are questions over there, but I already given the last question, and this webinar is about to end. So Q&A session is already over. We're not receiving any more questions, but thank you very much for contributing questions, dear audiences. So as for Mastura, first and foremost, I had a great time talking about this topic with you. It was detailed, and the communication was excellent. Your points were excellent.
I also had so much fun having this webinar meeting, and so much credit to you, our moderator, for really coordinating this very well.
All right. So Mastura has also promoted her products, fruit. What you call it again? Pardon.
Fruitface.co on Instagram.
Fruitface.co. You can go check it out on her Instagram. And do you have anything else to say?
Thank you very much for having me here. It's very good to be back in this event organized by Geomatika University College.
All right. Okay, so I will see you next time. Hopefully in the future I can meet you again and we have more discussions.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay,
have a great day, everyone.
Okay, goodbye. So as for dear audiences, we're about to have our last webinar for this entire conference. And I will be inviting our keynote speaker, Vice Chancellor of Geomatika University College. So please stay tuned for another 5 to 10 minutes. And do not leave yet. Please just wait inside the live while we prepare for the next webinar. Ada countdown. Okay. Hello, everyone. Now that we have completed all panelists' webinar, I would like to invite our keynote speaker, Professor Syed Hamidin Syed Abu Bakar, on this webinar. Welcome, Prof.
Oh, thank you very much, Cam. Thank you very much.
It is time to invite our long-awaited keynote speaker. Again, he is our Vice Chancellor of Geomatika University College, a very knowledgeable and insight man who plans to launch a program by this end of conference. Well, the topic for today you're giving is adapting to new normal and strengthening youth towards community sustainability and launching IYoung program, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I do have some set of questions for you.
Please.
Okay, first and foremost, in this webinar right now that we are currently having, entitled the title that I have given, my first question is, what is strengthening youth towards community sustainability?
Oh, that's a question to me.
Yes,
okay,
if you don't mind.
So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good evening to all the viewers, and of course to my moderator, my beloved student, Cam. So first and foremost, I would like to say thank you very much for inviting me to this session. To me, I am very honored to be with you because youth is the future leader. See? So following the question just now, when you talk about community, sustainability, and also the youth, come back to the definition, what exactly community? You see? So roughly, if you want to talk from the layman perspective, community is just a group of people that we sit together at one place with the same characteristic, the same intention. For instance, for example, again, they say we have community of golfer.
Okay.
We have community of mountain climber. We have community of PUBG player. We have community of humanitarian. So these are all community, you see. But when you say community and we say about sustainability, what does it mean? Sustainability, if you use the jargon, they will say, okay, if you want to create sustainability, then you must create ecosystem. Then you must create loops. But today we just talk in a layman term. Sustainability means we want to make sure that your community will be there for another 100 years. Community of PUBG, another 100 years. Community of humanitarian, another 100 years. So we want to make sure the community prevails. But the question is how we want to make sure the community will prevail. How we want to make sure the community will be there for another 100 years. Of course, we need the assistance of youth. Because youth is the gap.
Future.
Is the future leaders. You are the gap to ensure later on the community will be there. The community will be stronger than before.
Correct. Thank you for the answer. I still have a lot more to go, if you don't mind. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. This conference, International Youth Engagement Conference, is held over the purpose of initiating international engagement with other students in other countries. Okay. How does this conference strengthen youth towards a sustainable community?
A good question, Cam. Very good question. Now, youth is a range of, in your years, when you come toward youth, I'm an adult.
Okay, I'm a youth.
When youth, if you look into the definition of youth between 15 to 34, that is the declaration from the United Nations. Youth is the set range of age, whereby actually this is the age where you can get maximum outcome. I give you an example.
Okay.
Do you have any Facebook, Cam?
I have Facebook, but I don't really use Facebook. I use Instagram and Twitter a lot.
Instagram is the new generation now. But if you look into the Facebook, for example, Facebook being created by Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook during his study years in the university. In the dorm, while sitting with his friend, Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook. Meaning to say, during his youth age. Number one. You see? So Facebook now being utilized by everybody.
Yes.
Created by youth. Another example. Nowadays, people talk about blockchain. People talk about fintech. For instance, just now before I come here, if you look into the price for Bitcoin, one Bitcoin equivalent to 74,000 Malaysian ringgit. If you look into another coin, that is Ethereum. Ethereum, the founder of Ethereum, he is Mr. Buterin, born in 1994. So how old is he? How old is he?
26.
About 36. Meaning to say, the founder of Ethereum, the next after Bitcoin, the fintech generation, all the programmers utilize his technology. We are using the protocol of Ethereum. We are using smart contract of Ethereum. Every programmer using technology developed by youth. I give you another example. If you look into local scenarios, there is one youth by the name of Muhammad Hazli. Muhammad Hazim. Muhammad Hazim created one system. The system, they pay them 50,000 ringgit for the system to do benchmarking on the server. Meaning to say, guys, at this moment, when you are in the youth age, you can create wonders. Therefore, in this forum, in this conference, we are combining the youth all over the world, from Portugal, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Poland, because for us, by combining the brain of all youth, you can create wonders. And when you can create wonders, of course, the society, the community will be sustained. The community will be stronger than before. That's the idea of it, Cam. We want to combine everyone.
Understood. Okay. Now that I understand community sustainability, okay. So how can this conference allow panelists, all the panelists in here, to encourage youth towards community sustainability?
First and foremost, I will say thank you very much for all the panelists. You are doing superb and great. You see, all the panelists came from different countries.
And different time zone.
Different time zone. Different country, different time zone.
Different environment.
Different environment. Because now we want to share our knowledge. We want to share our experiences. At this moment, Cam, at this very, very instant of moment, we are no longer nationality of Malaysia, nationality of Indian, Bangladeshi, no. We are the nationality of the world. We are the citizen of the world. Despite of our regional boundaries, we are the citizenship of the world. And we stay in this same planet for us. So meaning to say, to all the panelists, what are we doing now at the moment? We are the youth of the world. We are the citizen of the world. We share experiences. We share what happened at the another corner of the world. By sharing the experiences, by sharing the idea, by sharing things that you have done at your region, we are actually trying to collaborate among each other. Collaborate because of we are the citizen of the world. One world, one earth. We try to make sure that our earth will remain sustained. Our earth will be better every year, and only the youth can do it. Youth from every region.
Okay, I understand now. So, okay, our panelists did a great job then for this entire conference. Then, based on your reaction, I'm very happy about that. So you said that community sustainability is about trying to sustain one community for the next 100 years, for the next centuries, and etc. And the youth are going to create that sustainability, right? So, in a vice chancellor perspective, what does it actually take to be involved in IYoung Network? Since IYoung Network is about community sustainability and such.
First and foremost, I think I can give input from academician point of view.
Okay.
You see, this platform is not for us. International Youth Engagement Network. It is a platform for youth, for you. For you.
Yes.
We just create platform. We just create tools. So if you ask me, in my perspective, I'm very, very, very happy if this platform can give an impactful platform in the sense of every youth in this world come to the platform and discuss. Go there, discuss, collaborate, give back to the community.
I started to be friends with a lot of these people, like Mastura just now, Lina just now, Jinima just now. We already exchanged Instagram, Snapchat. So I'm actually very appreciative of for Professor and the Students Affairs Sir Faisal for hosting this program, because finally I have connection with international students. At the same time, there's one student, Lina Maruf. She's a Model United Nations student. I'm also joining another one Model United Nations by MCKL MUN this December 4th to 6th. So from there, I will also get more network.
True indeed.
But it's virtually. And honestly, I have a question about this virtual thing also, but hold on. So everything is virtual, and this conference, to be really honest, has been very hard to host because time zones, and we only can contact through video call. And I honestly think that physical communication is so much better. But we have no choice. Now it's the pandemic and such like that. First and foremost, do you have anything else to say about the question?
No, for me, we just create the platform for you guys, and we will support things that you want to do.
Then what do you expect?
Our expectation is, as I mentioned to you, we are hoping that the community will sustain. Hopefully, this network also will sustain. We want this network to be for another 100 years. In our mind, actually, we are expecting that our conference will be a yearly event where you come back and do reporting on the things that you have done. After we establish the network, then you create the activities. How youth can help, let's say youth can help the urban poor. How youth can help the orphanage. How youth can help the rural area. So by having all those activities, next year you come back, we do the reporting during our conference, explain what have you done and the impact to the society. By having that momentum, we are actually doing it in the sense of yearly basis. You go back and do your job. You go back and brainstorm among your team, give back to the society, brainstorm again, and exchange idea from Brunei to Malaysia to Portugal, Australia. You exchange ideas, give back to the society, and report during our conference. So I think it's a good platform for everybody, so that we can see the things that you do will be more impactful, and at the end of the day, we are creating a very good community.
Understand. I did mention about everything is virtual now, right?
Yes,
Everything's virtual, and honestly, my experience in going virtual was very difficult. And I still want to be involved in this kind of conference because I love this type of things to exchange information, and it's international some more.
Of course.
I feel like my brains will connect better when it's international, honestly.
Okay.
So I do have a question for you about this. The question is, how will the new normal affect the flow of the launching of this program? Because there will be setbacks.
If you ask me, the new normal is the normal of youth. For me, I need to learn how to use gadget. For you, Cam, you are born with the gadgets. For you, Gen Y, Gen Z, when you wake up, you will read, you will catch take the phone first, scroll. No Wi-Fi, you're dead.
Yes.
See?
When I wake up, there's no Wi-Fi. I'm like, oh my god.
So actually, the new normal, it is a normal of youth, not a normal for us, but for you, it is a normal thing. That's why, if you ask me, new normal, it is a norm, a normal. I mean, for you, it is not an alien thing for you. You are already engaged in all the gadget. It's just you want to utilize all the gadget to make the most impactful things by using the media. For me, of course, I need to learn. I need to learn everything. For you, this is your tools. This is your game plan. You can move fast. You can be the game changer in this new normal.
Understood. Virtually.
Yeah.
Okay, discussions can be made, approved. Okay, we are the youth and then we are inside this new normal. It should be okay. But there are youth maybe has potential like me, has potential like, for example, our Vice President Pearl. They have the urban pores. The urban pores, they have potential like me and Pearl and such like that. What I mean by new normal that affects the youth in launching of IYoung program, meaning there are potential people out there that we cannot really detect. That's what I mean by how is it going to affect.
Guys, when you are here in this platform, in this conference, you are actually our ambassador. When you are our ambassador...
You mean the panelists?
The panelists and also the viewers. The panelists and also the viewers, you are actually part of this engagement network. You are the ambassador. Your task now is to go to those areas, to go and meet all the youth, to ask them to join this network. You are the ambassador now. Tell them exactly, sir, my friend, we have a very good network, because in this network, we will combine everyone. We want to make sure everyone in the same platform, everyone will access, we will have same equality in the sense of need to achieve need to be success. So you are the ambassador. Because guys, I have another example. One, I forgot the name of the person. She is from Detroit, US. She is a millionaire at the age of 18. How she came to be millionaire? At the age of 14, she asked her mother, please give me $8 because I want to buy a domain name. So after she bought the domain name is whateverlife.com.
Okay.
So when she bought the domain name, what she did was she just used whatever things that she loved most. That is, she loved to design layout, design backdrop. She give it freely in her website. After 3 years, the visitors at the website, because she gave free layout, the visitor reached to 7 million visitors. at that junction of time, I forgot the name. I can recall that. She after 3 years, she goes back. She went for advertisement at Sands and also at Mob. Give me a minute. I'll check the name.
Okay.
I'll check the name. Ashley Qualls. Ashley Qualls from Detroit, USA. So when after years she parked the AdSense and so on, by having the advertisement, she earned $70,000 per month when she is still a teenager. Meaning to say, those ideas we want to give back to the rural people. We want to give back to all the youth in this world to give an idea that, hey guys, although you don't have economic stability, but there are ways, there are ideas, there are things that you can do so that it can help you, it can help your family. If you want to look for a local example, you can look Irfan Hairi, he managed to earn his first million ringgit Malaysia when his age is 26 years old by selling maps from Malaysia to UK. Meaning to say, for youth, you have all the tools, you have all the ideas that you can bring your members so that you can work together for the economic stability. So meaning to say, as per ambassador, go and reach out. Go and meet the people. Go to the rural areas. Tell them, now we have the plan. Now we have already decided, you join us. Why don't we do plan A? We do plan B. We do plan C. You build the network. If people from Detroit, US can earn $70,000 per month, why not us? If Irfan Hairi can be millionaire at the age of 35 years old, why not us? So that's the idea. Go, reach out to your community, reach out to the youth at the rural area, ask them to join you. You must be the anchor. Panelists, viewers, camp, everyone here, you must be the anchor.
Correct.
Understand?
We have to be the catalyst.
You must be the catalyst.
Understood. We have to access. We have to give them their access and etc.
Agreed. Indeed.
Understood. My questions are running out.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Continuing. What is your mission by launching this program as a branding?
As I mentioned earlier, when you talk about brand means we are the brand of youth of the world. The brand now is we want to put in our mind, in everyone's mind, that actually at this moment, we mustn't be in a silos mentality no more. We mustn't be in a silos mentality. We must collaborate. By collaborating, by doing a collaboration, we are united to be one. So the brand is about one youth. One youth because of we are living in one nation. We are living in the one world. We want everybody to be prosperous and we want to spread love all over the world. So that is the true mission of it. And I cannot do it because I think my time is up already. You are young, you are still young, you are youth. So you will have a lot of time to develop the network, develop the mission, bring in all the good vibes throughout the world.
But you allow us to, just like youth, if we have this conference and everything, this program, we give access to the urban poor to generate. It was the same with you. You give us access, such as this conference, which allow us. It's a big chain reaction over there, and it's very eye-opening, in my opinion. Okay, besides on allowing this conference, allowing network engagement, allowing us to access people, potential people, keeping this community sustained, and etc. How else does this conference will help on launching this program?
I think this conference can be like, just I mentioned to you just now, every year we can come back to this conference to do reporting. Reporting what we have done at the community from your area. By having, it's like a report book every year. You come back and do reporting things that you have done. So this conference will be like a centralized network, centralized database, where we will see how we can help each other. You see, so the network is very good indeed, because of, let's say, next year you come, we can see, oh, why don't we use the concept being done at Poland? Why don't we pick it up and we do it at Bangladesh? And why not we take the Bangladesh concept and we bring to Indonesia? You see, by having the conference, you will open up more ideas. It will be a report day to explain everything, and we need to reconcile so that at the end of the day, we can distribute the best practices to every corner of the world. I can give you one example. Previously also UN, if I'm not mistaken, UN already awarded one youth from Bangladesh, because the youth created application to resolve the issue of bullying.
Okay.
Currently, if you look into school students, there are a lot of bully cases. So he created mobile apps. In these mobile apps, they created community where the school children can tell his friend, another friend in the network of mobile apps.
So by having every of the friends by having that same app.
Yes. So by having the same apps, they can communicate, help me. This one is bullying me. So by having the apps, they are resolving the issue of bullying at Bangladesh. So if that is the case, why don't we pick up the idea? We put it here in Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, and so on. So by having this conference, it will be an eye-opener. What more we can do to help other communities from other places, other part of the world.
Understand? Hold on, let me just. All right. Okay, continuing. I have there's still so much time left.
Okay.
About 34 minutes left.
We can.
But before I get to the last question, I want to ask: do you have your own points that you would like to share with the viewers and panelists?
Actually, for me, I think I've spoken everything. And for me, we just want to give the baton to the younger generation for you to explore what you can do. By exploring what you can do, and never ever feel sorry when you make mistake. No. Only when you make decision, you fail, you are learning. So this platform, you mustn't feel ashamed of yourself. You mustn't feel sorry of your failure, because failure is just feedback. So if you ask me, I would love to give this baton, the baton of leadership, the baton of creating a good community to this set of people, to you, Cam, to every one of you. And this platform, it is a platform for you to make mistakes. Because by making mistake, then you can be a very good leader. Then you can create a very good society later on.
Correct. Mistakes is progression.
True indeed. Don't worry and don't feel sorry of it.
Okay. Definitely there will be people against us, correct? Do you have any advices on that?
No worry. We at Geomatika University College, for us, we always support whatever things that you do. We will be there. We will support you. Never ever worry of whatever people say to you. As long as you know exactly why you do this. You have a very good reason why you do it, and then please do consult us if possible. And then after we agree the things that you've done is very good, just proceed. Us, let's say, us at Geomatika University College, we give all the flexibility for you so that you can explore yourself, so that you can explore opportunities. May God one day give the best of everything that you do.
Hopefully.
Inshallah, no problem.
Okay. My last question is, okay, you may be passing the baton to the youth and etc., but definitely you have your hopes and expectations, correct? So what are your hopes and expectations after launching this IYoung network? Besides having it because I'm pretty sure you want this conference to sustain for the next decade. Hopefully, maybe this IYoung International Youth Engagement Conference lasts as a default yearly annual conference every year, right? So besides that, what else is your hope and expectation?
I hope that maybe one day this platform can be a catalyst in terms of like I mentioned earlier, during your youth age, you are the game changer of the society. I hope maybe one day this platform can create more Mark Zuckerberg. We'll create more creator of Ethereum just now. Because by having the platform, you have your friends for discussion. Hopefully, the game changer, the catalyst will emerge from this platform. Hopefully, Cam, pray to God that one day the catalyst will be rise from this network, International Youth Engagement Network.
The Student Representative Council of Geomatika University College. I'm the secretary of it, and I'm not sure if the vice president or president is here watching this, but we will try our best to sustain this IYoung International IYoung conference because we cannot lose this opportunity.
True indeed.
We really finally have connection with people that I didn't expect to meet, and they were so good, they were so interactive, and I just realized the power of having international engagement. I'm not really sure if I do have a question though, personal question. Is, for example, government university, UITM, UTM.
Oh, don't speak the name in public.
Oh, I'm sorry, apologize. Okay, government university. Do they will they also have?
You see, guys, for us, we mustn't look at other people. What we want to do now, as I mentioned to you, Cam, what we want to do now is we want to go beyond regional. Currently, in our mind, we are thinking of we want to be the citizen of the world. So by taking that into account, looking into beyond regional, we mustn't compare with others. It's like, for example, Cam, at this moment, you must be a golfer, not a footballer. What is the difference between golfer and footballer? Okay, no problem.
Different sports, different size of balls.
Okay. If let's say you are a footballer, when you play football, everyone chasing one ball, and after you chase, if you kick the ball, go into the what is it again?
The goalpost.
The goalpost.
Yes.
Everyone is happy. See, but it is only once. For golfer, every time you play, you hit the ball, you will make sure the ball goes into the hole, and you are not fighting with everybody. For golfer, you are fighting with yourself.
Oh yeah.
Last time when I hit the ball, I need to hit 21 times before it enters the hole. Last time. This time my target is 15 times. Another time I'm targeted 10 times. 3 times. 2 times. And finally, I target only one shot. I will make sure the golf ball will goes into the hole. Meaning to say, when you are a golfer, you are fighting only with yourself. What more you want to do? What more you want to contribute? What more you want to give to the society? What more you want to be the catalyst of the society? Look at yourself. Don't look at others. And that's my advice, Cam.
Okay, understood. So far, I don't have any other questions to ask because all my curiosity, you've already answered it.
I'm always here.
You've already answered it. So do you have anything else to say before I wrap it up?
For me, this is not the end of it. For me, this is just one small step of us. We want to create the network. After the network, you do all the events, all the activity, all the action to give back to the society. So this is not the end of it. This is just the beginning of the one small step. Hopefully by next year when you come back, we can gather a lot of people. And if God permit that the COVID is over, maybe we can have a physical conference. Everyone comes, present. We can do engaging. We can do the engagement more. We can meet more people, understand more people, discuss more. Hopefully by next year we can do that.
Okay. All right. Since I have nothing else to question, all my curiosity is already answered, and you have nothing else left to say. First and foremost, thank you so much, Professor Syed Helmi, for this great discussion with you and for giving so much insight. And also, thank you on behalf of panelists, on behalf of Geomatika University College. Also, thank you so much for allowing this program to work and introduce this program. Basically, although I'm just a moderator right now, I'm also just the secretary of SRC and panelists over there. We are merely students, but like you said, we are youth. We are the future of this. We are the future, basically, and we will try our best to sustain, like what your title says, community sustainability, right? We will try to sustain this IYoung20 conference and utilize it in the future. Like you said, it's not the end. And
you are the citizen of the world now, Cam.
Yes, citizen of the world right now. And knowing that panelists here and having me also exposed to the world now, exposed to so many international people right now is great. And honestly, I'm shocked with that fact. Okay, so I'm just going to say a round of virtual applause. I'm just going to applause right here. Yay! Yes, a round of virtual applause for Prof. Syed Helmi and for this entire conference for making it work. Our tech team as well has worked very hard for this, and we went through so much just to host this conference. And you already said your final saying, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
So first, would you like to launch the program now?
I think officially by today we have our International Youth Engagement Network. And hopefully this network can prolong for another 100 years.
Hopefully maybe 200 or maybe
200 forever.
Years. Yes, forever. Make it a default.
Default.
Yes. Okay, so thank you to Prof. Personally,
I
wish that this conference has benefit to everyone, and panelists and audiences. Hopefully after this conference, Geomatika University College will still continuously grow,
Inshallah.
Engage internationally with every panelist here, to the future panelists, to the future panelists. That is all from IYoung Conference.
Yeah.
Thank you very much again. And we hope to see you again.
Okay. Thank you.